Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Music Mondays podcast. I'm your host, Zom Slays. Welcome on in, my friends. Happy motherfucking Monday. How we doing? How we chilling? How we living? What's cracking? What is cracking? Today is May 6th, 2023. It's actually really crazy, man. It's actually really, really crazy. We're well under our way into May, and as you can tell, we've officially moved setups. So now I am in a new crib, a different crib, not far from my old crib, but it was quite the journey there, if I do say so myself, man. Moving is a bitch. I don't think anybody likes moving. But of course, like the longer you stay in a spot, the worse like the move can be. So it was definitely a pretty brutal move. Um, but things are getting settled here. Um, Setup's good. I think I still might switch a couple things here. I'm not sure yet. I think I might switch my mic to this side, how I had it earlier, uh, at my previous setup. But regardless, we're good. We're chilling. How we doing, man? How we doing? This is episode 172 of the Music Mondays podcast. And like I said, I'm your host, Zom Slays. Welcome on in, my friends. Happy Monday. So pretty stacked show for you guys this week. Lots of community submissions, lots of Patreon submissions. We're gonna be talking about a pretty interesting community topic as well. And we're gonna go over your weekly recap and all that good jazz. So let's get into it, my friends. Let's get into it. Um, let's start off with some weekly recap jazz. Yeah, shall we? I think we shall. Like I said, today is May 6th, 2024. It's episode 172, and this is what happened over the course of the last week at Music Mondays. So, um, per usual, Music Mondays basic logo t-shirts are available right now. We actually just finished up cooking up some new promo that you'll see this week for our current merch and what's left and things like that. So, make sure you get your Music Mondays basic logo tees while you still can. We still have smalls, mediums, larges. We are sold out of extra larges. We are sold out of extra larges. So make sure you contact us and let us know if that's something you're interested in. Like I said, you'll see some promo go up this week for that as well. So that's going to be relatively important. Per usual, make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that. So that was Monday. Per usual, Tuesday, Music Mondays podcast submissions open. And then Wednesday, SoundCloud Sunday submissions open. And then we roll into Thursday, which is our March 2024 Patreon appreciation is actually live right now. So Thursday we kicked off with our appreciation post for our current Music Mondays patrons. Huge shout out to everybody that is subscribed to Patreon. You guys are actually fucking amazing. Thank you. Um, but yeah, that's just a way to make sure that we appreciate everybody who continues to subscribe to Patreon throughout the months and continue to stay sub, man. So the March 2024 appreciation is live right now. Make sure you go check that out and go show that some love. Again, huge shout out to all of our Patreons. Drama Eyes, Ryuki, Blank Dot, Jordan, King Mark, Kruger. You guys are awesome. Thank you. For let's see here. So that kicks us off. We're in Thursday. So continuing on with Thursday, a brand new YouTube upload got published last Thursday per usual. We publish videos every single Thursday, as you guys know. The Music Mondays Spring 2024 preview is available right now on our channel. During episode 171 of the Music Mondays podcast, or actually, no, during episode 170. Actually, that wasn't episode 171. During episode 170 of the Music Mondays podcast, I sort of gave a spring 2024 preview where I kind of talked about pretty much everything that we're going through and going to drop throughout spring, May, June, July-ish as well. So like early summer stuff, but mostly like a good solid spring preview. Um, so if you haven't seen that, definitely go check that out on the YouTube channel and make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Because we finally hit 270 subscribers, man. Let's fucking go. Road to 280. I believe we're at like 271 now, so let's fucking get it. I'm very excited for that. Um, Finally over the 270 hump, man. Finally over the 270 hump. Really crazy, but glad to be there. Definitely glad to be there. So, let's see here. Continuing on, that was Thursday. And again, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 280 subscribers now, man. We're very, very close to 300. So let's get there. And per usual, new videos every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, whole lot of good jazzes over there, man. So make sure you go show the channel and these artists some motherfucking love. Let's get it, baby. So, that moves us into Friday, where we actually dropped 2 brand new articles this weekend. We had a fucking stacked weekend as far as writing goes. Um, we quite literally dropped a super super cool interview with the homie Nair by Ray Lowe, Music Money staff writer. So definitely go check out Ray's brand new interview. That is live right now on allmusicmondays.com. And of course, Blank Thought came through with another 5 stack of underground artists that you would know about. So, if you haven't checked out those 2 pieces, definitely go check those out. Definitely go show them some love. Huge shout out to Ray and Blank Thought, man. They've been killing it on the writing side of things, especially Ray and Blank. Definitely. They've just been sending in really, really stacked pieces. They're always super solid, right? Like, always super, super solid. So, huge shout out to those guys, and make sure you go show them some love. Go check out their pieces on allmusicmondays.com. So that was Friday. We roll into Saturday with episode 171 of the Music Mondays podcast. That is available on all platforms, including YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all that good jazz. Definitely go check out Music Mondays episode 171. And huge shout out to everybody that submitted, tuned in, and showed love to episode 171. Man, you guys are awesome. Thank you. So that was Saturday. We roll into Sunday with SoundCloud Sunday volume 133. That was curated by myself and the homie Avanko, Music Money staff curator. So definitely go check that out and go show that some love. Huge shout out to everybody that submitted to SoundCloud Sunday. Huge shout out to everybody that tuned in and showed love and supported SoundCloud Sunday. You guys are fucking amazing. Thank you. And definitely go check that out, man. Closing in 140 volumes of SoundCloud Sunday. So very, very cool. Very cool. So that leaves us Sunday. SoundCloud Sunday volume 133 is live right now. And then we roll into Monday. Today, May 6th, 2024. And we have a, once again, stack of submissions for you guys. Lots of really, really good stuff. So let's talk about what's coming up on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so. Let's talk about what's coming up here on the show. And then we'll have a little discussion segment. And then we'll hop into some community submissions and reactions. So, per usual, Music Mondays is recruiting. We are looking for currently all of our roles. We are looking for writers, journalists, curators, designers, media personalities, anybody that wants to do short form and long form media, stuff for our YouTube channel and TikTok and things like that. Definitely let us know, get in contact with us, and if that's something you're interested in, we'd definitely love to have a conversation about that. We actually just have uploaded a brand new role guide on our YouTube channel where we kind of break down all the Music Monday staff roles, what pretty much everything consists of, what you're expected to do throughout, your time at Music Mondays and things like that. So definitely check that out if you have any more questions or you're just kind of curious on things like that. But Music Mondays is recruiting, and again, you'll see a recruiting flyer go out relatively soon. We usually put those out every so often just to make sure that we let people know that we are recruiting, right? So very important, very, very important. And per usual, Music Mondays is looking for SoundCloud exclusives. If you have an unreleased SoundCloud track that you'd like to have hosted on the Music Mondays SoundCloud and promoted for free across all of our socials, definitely let us know. Again, we'll be putting out a SoundCloud exclusive flyer relatively soon, just to let everybody know that we are looking for SoundCloud exclusives. And of course, we are only interested in the unreleased version of your track. So if it's been dropped anywhere else, we definitely don't want to host it. But if you have an unreleased track that you'd like to put on our SoundCloud and like to have, again, hosted and promoted for free across all of Music Monday socials, definitely let us know, and we're happy to have that conversation with you for sure. And of course, feel free to distribute the track wherever you like afterwards as well. We're only interested in the SoundCloud version, just a way for our library to grow, of course, and just a way for everybody to kind of get some support and show our SoundCloud family a little bit of love over there as well, for those of us that do follow Music Mondays on SoundCloud. So, very important there as well. And of course, we are looking for YouTube exclusives as well. We actually just put out a video about that, I want to say like a couple weeks ago. So we are interested in YouTube exclusives as well. If you have a music video, a lyric video, visual, or even you want to get some audio hosted on the Music Mondays YouTube channel, that's definitely something that we're interested in. Um, and of course, you'll be hosted and promoted for free across all of Music Monday socials. Again, we're really interested in the unreleased versions of your tracks. So definitely let us know if that's something you're interested in as well. And you'll see some more flyers go up for those two things relatively soon. So we are looking for exclusive for both ends of things. So definitely let us know. And definitely send us a message because we'd love to have that conversation with you for sure. So let's see here. Okay. So what's coming up on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so? Like I said, we're full steam ahead when it comes to our second album. You guys have heard me talk about that here on the show for quite some time. To be honest with you, over the last like 3 or 4 episodes, I've mentioned our second album, and the artwork is finally almost done, which I'm really happy about. Just putting some final touches on that, and we're gonna whip up some guidelines and make sure that everybody knows the drill. And then we're gonna start curating some submissions for the first music, or well, not the first, but the first in 2024 at least. The second Music Mondays album, Curing Cases of the Mondays, Volume 2. So, um, definitely go check out Volume 1 as well. If you haven't heard Volume 1, that one's just fantastic, especially for the time that it dropped. Really, really cool, man. Really cool. But we're going to start curating for our second album, so that's definitely something that's very important. We're going to start putting together some plans for Cyberfest 2 as soon as all that's done. And you'll see some more Music Money's merch promo kind of go up. So those are some really big things. And then after all that's done, we're going to refresh the Patreon a little bit, get some better rewards up there and more rewards for current tiers and things like that. So a couple of rebrand things and just really tightening up the squad to make sure that they're doing what they need to do and things like that. So a couple of important things going down at the Music Mondays camp, that's for sure. But per usual, all of your weekly and monthly content will continue. We have a couple of YouTube uploads in the works as well. We'll be getting some guests here on the show. You'll see community feedback drop this week on the Music Mondays YouTube channel. So if you have any suggestions of things that you want to see here on the show, definitely let us know. We'd be happy to hear you out for sure. We always love the communities, so very, very important. So that's what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so. You should see submissions for our next album go up relatively soon. Relatively soon. Keep your eyes peeled for that. Make sure you're following Music Mondays on all of your favorite social media platforms. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, all that good jazz. Make sure you go drop us a follow wherever you're at. Stay up to date with what Music Mondays has going on. So that's what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week. That's your weekly recap, all that good jazz. But we have one interesting discussion segment here today. So I actually thought about this while I was moving. And I don't know how I haven't talked about it on the channel here. It's kind of surprising that I haven't, but during the move and like resetting all my setup and just kind of like getting used to things, right? I kind of always had an answer for this topic, but we just haven't really discussed it here on the show. So what we're going to be talking about today for our discussion segment and a little bit of tips and tricks and things like that is does the quality of your setup matter? Um, a very interesting question that I see a lot of people kind of either always have discourse over, or they're like, no, I've made hits on a phone, and no, studio quality is always going to be better, and things like that, right? So, this is going to be a very interesting topic. So, um, does the quality of your gear and your setup matter? Obviously, right? Like, in sort of like a broad perspective, of course it matters, right? Of course it matters. But when it comes down to where you're at as an artist, I think that matters more. So, for instance, you might be making music for like 10 years, right? You've been making music since like, um, you know, maybe fucking 17 and now you're 27, right? you might want to get some more higher quality gear rather than like some mid tier gear, just to be able to record at a higher quality, right? Like I think it's really more about quality of the audio, right? And you kind of leave less for the engineer to clean up, which I mean, that's usually everybody's excuse is just like, oh, I'll just have the engineer clean it up. But if you're sending them like a more like a easier recording to um actually work with, they're not going to be as stressed, right? So that's the other thing there is like it's less work for them and less compression and less kind of effects and a whole lot of processes just get cut out of the way if you kind of have higher quality gear. But again, does that mean you can't achieve a high quality song out of low quality gear? Of course not. Of course not. Right? Because you still have all these people that have quite literally recorded on their phone in GarageBand and exported the files to their engineer. Their engineer made it sound fucking insane, right? So engineers are really like a godsend, like when it comes down to like things like that, right? Like I think engineers really just fucking are such a crucial part of all kinds of music, right? Like I don't think they're a crutch. I don't think you should use them as a crutch either. I don't think that that's like something that you should always like lean on, but they can definitely help you out when it comes down to like a lower quality audio recording, right? So, again, back to the point. I think it kind of matters ultimately, um, where you're at in your career. Like I said, like if you've only been making music for 10 months and you've only put out like 4 songs, you don't need a $3,000 setup. You don't need a $10,000 computer. You don't need a Shure microphone. You don't need 2 monitors, right? Like you should be focusing on your craft, because even if you have like a 200,000 fucking dollars studio setup, right? It's not gonna change the fact that you're gonna have to get in there and work. So you can't really like it's like the same people that love to buy like ads and shit all the time and go crazy on certain things. It's just like if it was that easy to like buy into this line of work and this kind of career, right? Everybody would buy into it. Everybody would buy into it, but it's not that easy, right? So it's not a matter of just buying a Shure microphone and getting like, studio booth set up and things like that. Like it's really not a matter of that. It's a matter of where you're at in your career. So if you're pumping out, 30 songs a year and you're going crazy, you might want to invest in, some more higher quality gear, because not only can you learn from it, right? You can learn from like putting together your setup and using higher quality gear and things like that. But eventually all of your recordings will have, naturally higher quality, right? And then your engineer can have more flexibility, things like that. Or even if you're your own engineer, you can still get some of that flexibility as well. So, um, I think that's the big thing there is you really got to look at where you're at in your career, and it's just like, do I really need a higher tier sound, or should I just be kind of working on my craft regardless of how I record, right? Because some people don't have access to an engineer. So if you don't have an engineer, you're kind of SOL. You know what I mean? So you either A, got to learn how to mix yourself, or B, find an engineer straight up. You can at least have an outlet to constantly get songs in like a final kind of area, right? So I think the other part of that too is just like you don't want to like jump the gun, right? So for instance, you might want to switch styles, or you might have a new recording setup like at your crib, right? It depends on where you record and things like that too. So there's a whole lot of other factors that kind of go into like the quality of your gear. I really don't think it's just like, oh, you just, you spend $10,000 on a setup, it's got to sound flawless, right? Not really. Not really. Because if you're recording wrong, your engineer's fucking shit up, you're exporting wrong, you're doing whatever, there's plenty of room for error regardless of, you know, how crazy your setup is, right? So I think that's like a really like important part about it is like again, look at where you're at in your career and look at where you at in your musical journey. And you can kind of answer that question yourself, right? Whether you can justify spending, 3-4 grand on a setup. You know what I mean? Like that's the other part of it is you gotta like really look at where you're at. So, kind of an important angle there. Um, so to really put a cap on it and really like answer the question, um, does the quality of your setup matter? Of course. But I think what matters more is where you're at in your career and whether you can really justify it and really need it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like anything else in life. You know, you start a hobby, you start pretty much anything. You don't want to jump the gun and get the best of the best because you're not even that good at it yet. It's like, oh, I want to start writing and painting, and you don't go and buy, a $5,000 bookshelf to, write, a novel next to if you don't even really know if you're gonna really enjoy writing. And that's the other part of it is like you really gotta again look within yourself and kind of look where you're at when it comes to what you want out of a studio and things like that, because like I said, like it's very much possible to create a song with the bare minimum setup and kind of have it be very crisp, but then you're gonna have that like professional studio quality from people with insane setups, right? Like actual like home built studios and booths and things like that. So there's always going to be like a jump in quality, but again, I just think not everybody's ready for it, and I don't think that higher quality gear is really the answer to everything. As much people would lead you to believe, right? Because there are like audio nerds and shit like that, and which is fine. Like the whole audio community is a very special one because they actually are very passionate. But when it comes to like being a musician, not all artists are like audio um audio aficionados, right? And like I think you should be to some degree, right? But I don't think it's like ultimately necessary on the kind of music and art that you create. So, again, I think ultimately you got to look at where you're at and what you want out of music. Definitely don't listen to anybody that's trying to tell you that. You know what I mean? Because the answer is just not buying new equipment. The answer is really like practicing and making the most out of what you have, and then when you're ready to progress, you'll know. You know what I mean? Like you'll absolutely know, and you'll be like, yo, I really want to do this with my vocals, or I want to do this with beats, or I want to do, blah 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 blah. I think there's a point where you're gonna know. You know what I mean? So just look at where you're at and be like, okay, like can I rock with that? Am I gonna get a lot of use out of it, kind of thing. So very very important topic there, and definitely let us know what you think, man. This will be uploaded on the YouTube channel. Drop a like, drop a comment, make sure you subscribe. We're on the road to 280 subscribers on the main channel. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Underground tips and tricks videos just like this, and a whole lot of other goodies over there, man. So go show the channel and these artists some love, baby. Let's get it. Let's go, man. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Uh, you guys know the motherfucking drill, man. That was our discussion segment, but now we are gonna hop into some podcast shenanigans, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So, switching over, let's check this out. Let's talk about it. Missions. So, for those of you that are curious about submissions, we actually just uploaded a brand new YouTube guide on how to submit to the music podcast, why we take submissions on Twitter and things like that. Brand new upload is available right now. Definitely go, check that out and go show that some love if you're interested in details. But this is the pretty much breakdown of it. Tweets will be in the same format every single week. The only thing that changes is the date. So, for example, today on screen you see May 6th, 2024, which is today, 7 p.m. Eastern time. So, literally, they'll always be in the same format, but keep that in mind that the only thing that does change is the date. So, tweets will always read artists and creatives. Submissions are open for live reviews on Mondays, live on 5 at 6 or at 7 p.m. time. Twitch.tv/Zom plays. If you'd like to submit your music, artwork, fashion, and digital creations, drop your links and portfolios below. All art forms are welcome. So, many of you know, contrary to our name, Music Mondays, we've reacted to pretty much everything here on the show from obviously instrumentals, vocals, music videos, visuals, uh, designs, merch, photography, videography, YouTube edits, you name it, we've reacted to it. Mostly for the fact that a lot of underground creatives are multi talented, right? So we want to spread light on a lot of people, right? Not just one section of underground art, because a lot of vocalists are also designers. A lot of designers are also producers. And sometimes they have a piece of work that they want to show off that might not be the typical, right? So I think that's very important to kind of show them a little bit of love and give everybody a chance to have some spotlight. So that's the reason for that, per usual. And of course, for our show limit, that's just in place because we are one of the only weekly live shows here on Twitch. And sometimes a 5, 6, 7, 8 hour show is a little bit hard to watch back, right? So a little bit long in in that regard. I mean, like I always say, man, one could argue that a 4 hour show is still a little bit long, but at least a 4 hour show you can like put on the background, it'll be all right. But you know, you starting to get into like 8 hour territory, it's a little bit much. And like I said, we are one of the only weekly live shows here on Twitch, so just to relieve a little bit of pressure off of us and make sure the show goes smoothly every single week, we did cap it down to 4 hours, which I thought was pretty solid. So, and of course, submissions are free. They always have been free. They always will be free. But the only thing that we do ask is that you're following Music Mondays on Twitter before you submit. Of course, not only to help spread our message and to help show us support, but of course, we like to pay respect to everybody else that does wait for their submissions to be reacted to every single week. So, again, just to support us, spread our message, and things like that. But of course, just pay respect to everybody else. And of course, you gain access to a wonderful network of very, very talented creators. So kind of a win-win in my book, if we're being totally honest. So that's the only thing that we do ask. Make sure you follow Music Mondays on Twitter before you submit. And of course, Patreon subscribers submissions are played first every single week. If you're subscribed to our Patreon at every single or at any tier, tiers 1 through 3, you gain access to the Music Mondays Fast Pass, which in all reality grants you your submissions to be played first every single week here on the show for the duration that you're subscribed to our Patreon. So again, if you subscribe to our Patreon, say right now, throughout the rest of May up until June 6th, you'll have your submissions played first here on the show every single week. Just to gain a little bit of an advantage, have your submission played at the height of the show. Every time the VOD gets re-uploaded, you're always first. So kind of a little bit of a fast pass, if you will, right? You ever been to Six Flags or any amusement park? Kind of like those tickets that make you that help you cut the line and shit like that. So, but that's just one of the many perks that we have over there on Patreon. So definitely go check out our Patreon and go show Patreon some love, because you guys are amazing. Thank you. Huge shout out to everybody that's already subbed though. You guys are awesome. Much love. Absolutely. So that's the deal with Patreons. And of course, the only other thing that you need to know is submissions do close a little while before the starts, just for us to be able to get a head count, make sure the show goes well, and we get to kind of peep and see what the show is going to look like. And of course, we are a live show, so that way, submissions don't really get messed up in terms of order and things like that. So we do close submissions about an hour or so before the show starts. And of course, if the show is live, just take that as a rule of thumb that submissions are closed, and you do have about 6 days to get your tracks in. So, for instance, if you're watching the show here live, submissions open tomorrow on May 7th. If you're watching this on YouTube or anywhere else for that matter, submissions are already open, so go drop your tracks. But yeah, you have like roughly about 6.5 or so days to get your submissions in. So definitely, make sure you pay attention. Go. Make sure you follow Music Mondays on Twitter, man, because that's where you're gonna get all the best info for sure, for sure. But that's about it, my friends. That is about it. So, um, let's hop into some submissions and see what we got here this week, man. We are super fucking stacked. A lot of talented faces. So we got Dry My Eyes, Blank Thought. So that's 2 Patreons here tonight. I believe there's one more, and Jordan. So we have 3 Patreons, and then we're gonna roll into the rest of the community submissions and see how that goes. So our first Patreon of the night and first just I think this is the second week in a row that Dry My Eyes was first. So look at the draw, man. Look at the draw. The order has been in Dry My Eyes' favor. Absolutely. I love that. I love that. So let's get into it, man. Let's go. So first artist tonight, the homie Dry My Eyes, has been absolutely killing it in 2024. Single after single after single, really pushing out a lot of work. So it's really awesome to see. Really awesome. But they submitted Site C2. So let's pop this open a new tag. and check this out. I am down, chat. I am absolutely down. So, give that a quick pause. Bunch of tags. Love to see that. New album intro, and we got lyrics and description. We're gonna go definitely follow the lyrics for sure. Some buckets of water put on the fire. Yeah, nah, the comments got some love too. Comments got some love. Okay. Let's get into it, man. Dry My Eyes, Side C 2. Mix is great on this.
You'll go out and sightsee. I see good inside me. These four walls can fight me. These dark always want to fight me. Eyes that shine like a diamond. I decide what's right and what I am. I just like this pipe and fly. Yeah, heard you not this type. Yes, I am. I stuff smoke, yeah, I get it. Lonely and chill, you are pitiful. Twine those webs, you will bitter do. Life is work, that's the truth. Kiss this dirt and no soothe. They spin words and twist proof. Hot flick birds and then swoop. Like a virgin, I shoot. Reach for the stars. I am landing in the clouds, but I went up out to Mars and I waved to my house.
Shit.
Man, do this shit forever in a doubt. I'm a mouth, I'ma get up and go get it on my mom, on my dad. I won't give up, I'ma do it till I'm dead. I read on my friends, no planet on revenge, no plan to watch his edge. When we slip up eventually, get back up, put his shit in the ledge. They flame and say it's burnt. I was flagrant at my worst. I am not so regular. Paid a lot of debts, but I played a lot of predators and need a lot with less. This ain't no what shirt on. Should I do a hearse? Yeah, do whatever works. You will live and reimburse once you've earned that. You don't got the time to be worthless. You are not behind where it occurs at. Heard that? Heard it. I see in the vibes, got a high ceiling. I see the premise of dumb bitch. Get on fire, I know that the top Steve. The code still it go. I'm exhausted. The rhyme makes me feel like I'm not. It's the word spit. I see a blue dreaming. New scenes, roll street. I blow my whole key. My nose bleeds. Although I'm toasty, I'm loving the gold rush. I'm old court. Some of you not sport. Oh boy, don't time. Put me in something like all my blow rock. Get on the top rope. Oh my, no rock. Don't be on dumb shit like Alpies out. Dice. You got my number, they can see outside. Bounce out. Since I was born, I've been a monster. Cast out. If I was poor, I'd be a background. Track down. You be the god, I'll be the rat sound. Fast loud. Every store when I
What the fuck?
I see good inside me. These four walls can fight me. These dark hallways won't fight me. Eyes that shine like a diamond. I decide what's right and what I am. I just like this pipe and flying. Heard you not this type. Yes, I am.
Wow. What the fuck? Okay, bro. Okay. Oh my. Okay. Okay. So I love the instrumental choice off rip, and I just feel like the pace of the song is fucking fantastic. I just love the way that Dry My Eyes kind of just paced this out. Like I feel like it was just everything was placed perfectly here, like really perfectly. So I definitely want to talk about this, and I definitely want to dive in. So let's talk about it. So we're gonna talk about three things per usual. You guys know the drill. So we're going to talk about the instrumental. We're going to talk about vocals, and we're going to talk about the overall theme of this track. So, all right. So, I mean, realistically, the instrumental, I just love the choice. I definitely feel like this is a very like dry my eyes type beat, like for sure, not even a question. It's a very like the melody, the drums, it's gritty, but it's also kind of lighthearted. There's a couple things I really like about this. So off rip, I like the choice a lot. So instrumental choice, solid. Let's talk instrumental mix. Fantastic, to be honest with you. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Nothing that really like stuck out to me that was off at all. I like the way the drums hit. Drum selection solid. Patterns are solid. Mel's solid. Nothing in the mix that really threw me off. Not really a shocker though. The majority of Dry My Eyes tracks are very well mixed per usual, right? Um, so not really a shocker, but something I always want to point out for anybody new, per usual. Um, so instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star. Um, Look, man, melody is definitely up there, right? But the structure is the structure is really crazy. But I think the thing that kind of went over the structure for me was the drums itself. I love the patterns. I love the sound selection. I love the way it was laid out. Like, come on, man, definitely drums for me all day. But the melody and the structure is a really close second though. If if I really gotta narrow it down, um, definitely a close second. But for me, definitely the drums for sure. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. Fantastic. I love Dry My Eyes' mix, man. Like I just love the raw, natural effect that their voice has. But I also love how polished and crisp and clean it is, right? I think that that's such an advantage for them, and they really like go above and beyond to leave a lot of their natural voice in, but they don't like let it kind of sink into like raw vocal territory, right? Like it's very much still mixed, um, to a very desirable degree for sure. Um, but drums cut through nicely, nothing clashing too overbearing, nothing that really like threw me off. You know what I mean? Definitely nothing that really threw me off at all. So vocal mix definitely solid for sure. Um, vocal vocal shining star, man. So um, hmm. So writing's really up there. Writing's really up there. But I think the thing that I enjoyed the most on the first listen, has got to be the flow and cadence and delivery. I feel like the flow and cadence and delivery was just absolutely insane, man. Just right up the Dry My Eyes alley as far as like top tier, like some of the most crisp and like comfortable flows we've heard yet, for sure. Um, I don't know if they were just super inspired by the beat or just they just caught a really good flow. Sometimes that happens, right? When you're recording and you're writing, you're just like, yo, like okay, like I got this. And for me, like right off rip, it was just the flow and cadence, and like just how comfortable they were actually recording and performing this, right? So this would be one of those songs that would be insane live. It would be insane live for sure. Um, for me, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery, but writing was a close second. So instrumental solid, definitely drums. Vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme. So aesthetics. Bam. A little bit more of an abstract version this time. I like it a lot. Well, I mean, I guess they've really been hitting like the abstract covers for quite some time, but this one in particular, I like a lot. I definitely like a lot for sure. The color palette kind of reminds me of like a Jawbreaker, almost Gumball esque, but it's really not the more you look at it. And then like the half and half is also a really solid vibe. Like I like the way that they do their covers a lot. Just because it's always very unique, but the more you look at it, the more you see, right? So that's one of those covers for sure. And there's always like a small like IRL element to it. So I like their art direction for sure. Um, Overall theme. So Site C2. Now, I would even say it's really all up in the hook, to be honest with you. Like you'll go out and sightsee, I see good inside me, four walls confine me, dark hope. So it's a very like inside my mind, inside my heart, inside my soul kind of track, right? Again, I think Dry My Eyes really knows how to like draw from their like personal life and their personal experiences while also keeping the songwriting really consistent and actually delivering like a very well written poetic kind of track that doesn't really like delve too hard into like full blown emotional track. Like there's still a lot of fun punchlines in here. There's still a lot of fun bars. There's still a lot of fun stuff here. But I think the hook really describes this and how they're feeling and how they really went about writing this. You know what I mean? Like feel like the hook, man, like that could have been a vocal shining star too, to be honest with you. Just because it tells so much about the song, and you really start to like, you really just start to understand it, and you're like, okay, all right, you kind of see where they're coming from when it comes to that. Um, but I really feel like it's one of those things as to where you just watch somebody that's significant to you, or you know was significant, right? You'll go outside, see I see good inside me. These four walls combine me, right? So like while you're going out, I'm still kind of dealing with IRL shit, and I'm still dealing with myself, and I'm still dealing with a lot of IRL cheese, right? Like whether it's personal shit, emotional shit, whatever. So I definitely know what that feeling's like, and I know a lot of people definitely know what that feeling's like. So that's a really interesting feeling to put on paper, man. So I think the hook perfectly described it. But again, a really personal song that Dry My Eyes kind of wrapped around some excellent songwriting, for sure. So with that said, well done, my friend. Well done. Make sure you go follow Dry My Eyes on SoundCloud. Thank you so much for your submission. They are 8 followers away from 80, so that is a excellent milestone. Go get them to 80, man. And of course, make sure you follow them on Twitter as well. They're 11 followers away from 50, so go show them some love. Those are some really cool milestones, man. So go show them some love on Twitter. God damn it. Shit. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube upload. Make sure you subscribe. We're approaching 280 subscribers, man. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, whole lot of good stuff available over there on the channel. Go show these artists on the channel some motherfucking love, baby. Let's get it. And of course, if you already have, thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, my. So, excellent way to kick off the show. Really excellent way to kick off the show. But we have another Patreon on our hands, my friends. The homie Blank Thought, Music Money staff writer, actually just dropped a brand new article, so definitely go check that out for sure. But Blank Thought, a wonderful, wonderful producer, has had a really solid 2024. Lots of collabs, lots of really great placements. They've had a stellar year so far, for sure. But they submitted a track titled Mortal Coil with Question ATL, Wesley Rocco, and produced by Blank Dot. Let's go check this out, man. We get a little Bandcamp link here this week, man. You never know what you're gonna get with Blank Dot. Get a little SoundCloud, get a little Bandcamp, get a little everything here with Blank Dot. So, Mortal Coil from Lucid Labyrinth by Blank Dot with Question ATL and Wesley Rocco. Let's get it. Oh man.
Yeah. It's Blank Thought. Question ATL, nigga. West, what up? Hey yo, animalistic, cannibalistic, handling business. Fuck that small timing, bitch. I'm a fan of the big shit. Jam this shit. Whether you're bouncing in suspension or pitching dope shit up out your kitchen, bitches.
From rags to riches, get active with it. Surpass my limits. I don't need no rapper gimmicks. Stacking digits. Me and Quest acting vicious. That's the business. Adding up like mathematicians.
And if you ask, you in last position. You ain't passing us in rap class, you trash. Straight ass, you kidding? I link with West puffin' hash and ism. Getting blasted off of them same bombs Baghdad was giving.
Yeah, that's the ticket. A smack whack average niggas. Your cast is finished. Casket with just ashes in it. I'm past the minute. Masked up, act the villain. Man, I'm so fucked up. I leave a past the sinning.
Dig it. In need of release, this weed brings a piece of relief. No peace in my schemes, no fucking pizza to eat. It's Mortal Coil, keep a nigga knee deep in the drinks, but can't let up, forever unleashing the beast.
Achieving the feats, come through, feasting on beats. I sink.
Oh my.
Metaphors twisting the brink, more sharp than you think. A racing competition extinct. It's the instinct. 2 legends just vibing in sync.
The underground tightest hallways, that's always the best of rappers, body and beats on they off days.
So all praise, kings of the shit in all ways. Doing it all day, blew the track up like Pompeii.
What the fuck? And it just cuts off right there? Holy shit. Okay. So this is like a really like, I don't know if I want to use like the word demonic, right? But it's a very dark instrumental. And I like it a lot. It has that boom bap classic feel, but again with a lot more modern flavor, if you will. So you guys know the drill, man. Let's break it down. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. So we're gonna talk about 3 things. Talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of this track. So let's talk instrumental. I just love the dark tone to it a lot. I really like the dark tone. So instrumental mix, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Nothing clashing to overbearing. Vocals definitely sit nice. Drums absolutely cut through nicely. Not much that I would really change, to be honest with you. But that's not really a shocker for a Blank Thought track, right? They usually have relatively solid mixes when it comes to pretty much everything that they're involved in, right? Especially when it's the instrumental. Um, but for me, instrumental mix definitely solid. I definitely think the drums shine a lot here too, which is like a big plus. I really, really like the drums here. Melody's great, yeah. Mix is right where it needs to be for sure. Um, Instrumental Shining Star. So, again, I really like the melody a lot. Like it's very dark, it's very down, it's very dreary. But the drums, man, especially the bass and the sound selection is just really just insane. So for me, it got to be the drums. But the melody's a close second. Melody's definitely close. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. So we have Question ATL and Wesley Rocco. These are two artists that we've definitely reacted to here on the show from Blank Thought or with Blank Thought or Prod Blank Thought. So these are two artists again that we're very familiar with, right? Two artists with solid natural voices. They don't really need a lot of like post processing, right? I don't think they need a lot of like super effects, right? As long as their vocals are crisp and clean and real prominent over the instrumental, I don't think there's much more that you need to tinker with. So with that said, where their vocals sit right now are solid. Nothing clashing to overbearing. Drums definitely cut through nicely. Everything sits nicely. Nothing that really like threw me off about this at all, to be honest. Vocal mix definitely up to par for sure. Um, uh, uh, hmm. So vocal shining star is going to be interesting. Really, really interesting. So writing's up there. Writing's for sure up there, right? Like you have this like a lot of like really solid punchlines, a lot of just solid writing in general, right? But the flow and cadence is just like you're just insta locked in. You're so locked in. You're like there's no way you're not gonna hear this song once you get into the flow. I think the flow and cadence really puts a lot of emphasis on the lyrics and allows the lyrics to really shine. You know what I mean? And you pop in your head and it keeps up the pace and the rhythm. So yeah, for me, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery, but writing's a close second. Writing's definitely a close second for sure. Um, hmm. Okay, so um, instrumental solid. Definitely drums. Vocal solid. Definitely flow, cadence, and delivery. Let's talk theme. So I believe this is a album cover. So yeah, this is a 6-track album with Jin, Question ATL. Yeah, lots of familiar faces on there, like a lot. Um, but Blank Thought is back with some really unique artwork, man. Like, you can see in some of their previous releases, they have a really like solid um theme when it comes to their artwork and uh how they like to do things, right? So this one in particular, man, it really brings that like spring night kind of like pouring rain kind of vibe. They always kind of nail the city vibe when it comes to their aesthetics. And this one's all the same, for sure. I think Blank Thought did a really good job kind of narrowing down these aesthetics and really kind of putting them into perspective. But album worthy, absolutely. I like the watercolor kind of feel, but it has this like it has this flavor to it that is such Blank Thought. Like I'm so used to it by now, but you'll kind of see what I mean if you dive into Blank Thought's library. But this one absolutely album worthy for sure, not even a question. Um, so overall theme, Mortal Coil. I mean, this is definitely one of those tracks that has that like cipher freestyle feel, right? So I definitely don't think that there's like a theme that's like instantly meant to jump right at you, right? This is definitely a track where you need to appreciate the writing, the punchlines, flow, the cadence, and really the smaller stuff, right? Because these are like two excellent writers when it comes to pure underground rap, right? So you want to pay attention. You really just want to like not really overthink too much, but you can dive in and really start to like listen to the story that they're telling with this. But this one I feel like is a lot more about writing and lyrical appreciation for sure. So with that said, huge shout out to Blank Thought. Make sure you go show Blank some love on Bandcamp. And of course, make sure you follow Blank Thought on Twitter. They are approaching 1.5K on the Bird app. They're very close. Go show them some love over there on Twitter. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 280 subscribers, man. We're on the road to 300. We upload every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, whole lot of good jazz over there on our channel. And of course, make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love. And if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, my friend. Let's fucking get it, baby. So continuing on, and I believe our last Patreon of the night is the homie Jordan. Just gonna double check real quick, make sure you didn't miss any other Patrons. But yes, our last Patreon of the night is the homie Jordan, man. They had a really solid remix last week for their upcoming DJ set. So this week they came back with another one, and this one's actually one that I was very curious about. So I'm glad that they submitted it, man. I'm super glad they submitted it. But Jordan, a very talented vocalist and producer, submitted Drake Search and Rescue remix. Now, be crazy. Be fucking crazy. And again, this is an artist who's had a really solid 2024, man. So, just really excited to see what we got this week, especially with this whole like remix angle that they've been going on. So, I'm down. All right, so got the weird SoundCloud private link. So we'll chill here. We'll dive in. Let's get into it. Drake Search and Rescue. Let's go.
I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he act up.
I need someone to be patient with me. Someone to get money when I take it from me. They don't even need to be as famous.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah. I love this. This is fucking great.
I didn't come this far just to
Do
come this far
me.
and not be happy. Okay, remember that. You didn't come this far just to come this far. Yeah? I saw it on the internet.
What a fucking banger this is. I can do. Take it from me. Rescue me. This is so heat. Rescue me. Rap. Rescue me. buddy, baby. Damn. Holiday, mom. Yep. Wow. That is fucking crazy. Perfect. Fucking perfect, man. Like, I love the Kendrick quote at the beginning too. Like, fuck the beef, bro. That's gonna make the club go fucking stupid, bro. That would make any show go stupid. That was a fire fucking remix, man. Um, two back-to-back haters is crazy like that, bro. Fucking crazy. All right, man. You guys know the drill. Let's talk about it. Obviously, no vocals because they're Drake vocals, but we'll speak about that briefly. But we're gonna talk about two things definitely. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme track. So, boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, man, like, fuck. I like this one a lot because when this song came out, it shows my jam for like that whole month. But the original Search and Rescue instrumental is very much like R&B trap centered, right? This one definitely has like a more fast paced pop feel to it, and I think Jordan did a really good fucking job with that. Like, I don't think that this could get any like. It doesn't sound like bubbly pop either. Like, it sounds like just like fast paced club dance pop. You know, it's very dancey, which is great. I guess somewhat almost house like too. You know, you could really like dabble into that like kind of section of things. I feel like that's a very like valid comparison, but it's definitely a mix of things. You know, definitely a mix of things. So, let's talk instrumental mix. Fantastic, man, fucking fantastic. Um, Nothing clashy, too overbearing. Nothing that really like stuck out to me that was like off-putting or anything like that. I think everything was perfect. To be honest with you, vocals sat nice, drums absolutely cut through nicely. Um, Nothing too crazy that I didn't enjoy here. To be honest with you, I like the whole setup and I like how everything kind of came together. To be honest with you, sometimes with remixes, right? Sometimes things will just seem out of place and you don't even know it because you've been working on the remix for so long and you're just like, oh yeah, that sounds sick, and then you show it to somebody and they're like, why does that sound off? You know, but this one hit the nail on the head for sure. I wouldn't change a thing. Um, so instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star. You know, fuck me, man. Like, there's a whole lot I like about this. Much like last, remix, I like the structure a lot. I think the structure of this is really like a driving point. I feel like Jordan does really well, spacing these tracks out for like a DJ live remix version. So I really feel like that's a big angle here. Um, but for me, probably the drums. I like the melody a lot. The melody fits too, but I think it's the drums. Like, the drums is really something that just kept up the fast pace, the rhythm, the everything about this is drums for me. So I'm gonna be honest, it gotta be the drums, but I feel like the structure is a close second. I like the drums a lot. So instrumental solid. Let's talk about vocals for a second, because obviously Drake vocals, right? So only so much you could really say about that. But when it comes down to like what Jordan actually did for the remix, I thought it was fantastic. Again, kind of drown them out to make them get through streaming and things like that, right? Because sometimes certain vocals get caught up in copyrighted. But this one is like really toned down, but it's still clear enough that you can like make the remix out of it. That's what I really like about it. Is I think Jordan hit like a really good sweet spot when it came to the vocals. So I feel like the vocal mix for the remix is really solid. Overall theme, obviously a temporary cover for the overall DJ set, right? But not too much of a insane theme here. Jordan remix, Cordium remix, shout out Cordium as well. But this one, man, is just it just blows it out of the park, man. It blows it out of the park. This is like the definition of a remix for me, at least, right? Because like the original Search and Rescue. It's such a great single, and then to just like pump it up and like give it a fresh coat of paint. I think Jordan and crew did a really good job on this. A really, really good fucking job, man. I was really happy to hear this, man. I was really happy to hear this. So, with that said, if you're in the Ohio area, definitely go check out Jordan's upcoming show. They're gonna fucking kill it. So definitely go follow Jordan, go show him some love, and of course, huge shout out to Jordan. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Make sure you follow Jordan on SoundCloud right now, and make sure you follow Jordan on Twitter as well. They are 1 follower away from 420 or 11 away from 430. So go show him some love in the bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 280 subscribers, man. We're about 9 away, so go show the channel and these artists some motherfucking love. If you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, my friends. Let's fucking get it. And of course, we upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, all that good jazz over there. Go show these artists and the channel some motherfucking love. Let's get it. So that does it for the Patrons of the night. Huge shout out to Dry My Eyes. Huge shout out to Blank Thought, and huge shout out to Jordan. And the rest of our patrons, Ryuki, King Mark, and Kruger. You guys are amazing. Make sure you go check out our Patreon if you're interested in the Music Mondays Fast Pass and a whole lot of goodies over there. So go check that out. Make sure you go show our Patreon some love, man. So hopping into the community submissions, man. Let's get into it. So first up next is the homie Johnny Smoke. Listen to Holy Fucking Shit by Johnny Smoke. Portfolio, check out Johnny Smoke on SoundCloud. Let's fucking get it. So a vocalist, Johnny Smoke, submitted Holy Fucking Shit. So I'm definitely down, man. They've had some pretty consistent submissions over the course of the last couple weeks. So I am for sure interested to see what we have here from the homie Johnny Smoke. So let's get into it. Johnny Smoke, Holy Fucking Shit. Let's go.
I've been up in a high, feathering the gas. It's a fairy tale ending, and I happen to be Johnny Smoke. It's nice to meet you, just coming down easy, puffing a little reefer, trying to get straight to the reason why you don't believe it, because it was like holy fucking shit. I'm the motherfucking kid, I'm a motherfucking king amongst pawns, but all I really had was my head above water, nothing to show for, the days only got harder. But it's kind of how I wanted it. Then I realized, who the fuck can see this? Who the fuck conceived this? I'd like to thank them for the master plan. What gives me the right to go and be the man? I was dead against it, but they were like, you the man, you don't got a choice. You the man, you the man, you don't got a choice. You the man, Johnny Smoke. The beat goes on, da-do-da-doom-da-da. I don't deserve this, or I wanna feel like I've earned it. Damn, you're a fucking nerd. Yeah, I'll save myself the embarrassment, and I'll act like I never heard that shit. Oh, I know you're tight, you like to play dirty. You the man, Johnny Smoke. I don't got money for you, brother, but I'm still the man, Johnny Smoke. I got a joint, and you'd be a lot cooler if you did. Am I the good guy or bad guy? Well, I don't fucking know. Well, I'll take the fall and let the heroes have it all. Yeah, let the heroes have it all. You're tripping how I tripped, and I'm trying to tell you to look out for that shit. Well, call him Jackson Pollock, because he's addicted to the abstract. It all happened way back, but I've had a chance to think about what it's like to be indoctrinated. You the man, Johnny Smoke. How do I accept this offer that's been made? You the man, Johnny Smoke. You might be onto something if you're thinking they gotta get me some money. Kid, right place, right time. I've been up in a high, feathering the gas. It's a fairy tale ending, and I happen to be Johnny Smoke. It's nice to meet you, just coming down easy, puffing a little reefer, trying to get straight to the reason why you don't believe it, because it was like, holy fucking shit, I'm the motherfucking kid, I'm a motherfucking king.
Okay. Kind of similar to the track we reacted to last week, man. See, the songwriting is there. The songwriting is there. Johnny Smoke has a story to tell. I think that's a big positive here. But the other thing that always throws me off is the mix, man. The mix is always something that just throws me off. I feel like they had a more crispier kind of different style of mix here. It would elevate their game like tenfold for sure. But let's break this down. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. So, we're gonna talk about three things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals. We're gonna talk about the overall theme of the track. Brian, what's good? I hope you're well. How you feeling, my friend? Let's get it, baby. But yeah, I agree with you. Let's dive into instrumental, man. So again, Johnny has this very interesting taste with their instrumentals. It's very particular. Like they always tag their songs Americana, and it's so interesting, right? They just have this like alternative style and a very interesting flavor of instrumentals that I think is always really solid. To be honest with you, I definitely like their choices because they know what they're comfortable on. So that's a plus. That's definitely a plus. Instrumental mix really solid, to be honest with you, especially with like how like just uh what's the word, how wide and theatrical it is. It's a very like personality filled instrumental. So the mix is really solid on it for what it is. Definitely nothing clashy to overbearing. Vocals sit nice. Nothing that really stuck out to me that was off about the instrumental. Even drums were solid. So I think it's right where it needs to be for sure. Instrumental Shining Star. I like the drums on this, but I feel like the melody has like such a leading kind of energy. I feel like the melody is just so up there. So up there. I feel like that's gonna be something you remember about the track anyway. But I'd say the drums are a close second, but the melody really brings it out, you know? So yeah. Instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. Like I mentioned last week, kind of the same thing, right? Johnny has like all the traits of songwriting, cadence, flow, and things like that. I just feel like their mix just needs a little bit more of a tweak. And like I said, I'm not in front of the project file right now, so it could be a couple of things, right? It could be, it's a little off key, or you don't know what key the beat is in, or maybe the auto tune's a little bit off. It could be so many different things, but it's probably just something super fucking small. And then once you fix that, like your tracks are going to like really take a turn, and you're gonna be like, wow. Something about it just kind of throws it off, but I wouldn't say it's bad in quality though. You know what I mean? It's definitely not bad quality. It's something to the ear. Something to the ear kind of throws it off. I feel like if the mix was slightly adjusted, again, this would elevate tenfold. But like I said, the quality itself is fine. You know what I mean? It's not low quality audio or anything like that. And it's definitely not raw vocals. You know what I mean? So all that is a big plus. Um, so yeah, with all of that said, the mix where it is not bad. You know what I mean? It's just that one part about it that really throws it off, right? Like whether it is the key or whatever pitch, or could be a multitude of things. But that's the only thing about that. But outside of that, everything else is kind of hitting the mark for me. Um, so mix is solid for where it's at, right? Much like I said last week, that'd be the only thing that I'd kind of take a look at, going back into the studio and re-recording, right? Kind of being like, okay, let's see if I can get a more crispier, kind of more fluid, kind of flowy mix. You know, this is very important, especially with tracks like this. Vocal Shining Star. You know, one thing that I noticed about all of Johnny's songs, regardless of what you think of like the audio, the songwriting is so there. Like this is a person that has a story to tell. You know what I mean? Every single song has just been really well written, and even some of the ones that are like freestyle like still kind of tell a story. So it's like, damn, like this guy's so close, man. So close. So for me, in this track, definitely writing, right? Because again, it felt like they were telling a story, but it feels like they have um a lot to say. But again, much like an earlier artist, they are able to wrap it around actual songwriting. So for me, definitely writing for sure. Instrumental solid, definitely the melody, vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk theme. So aesthetics, they usually keep the same aesthetics when it comes to their covers, which is fine to a degree, right? Especially if you're like finding Johnny Smoke for the first time. But it definitely kind of builds an aesthetic, right? And you're just kind of like, oh, that's a Johnny Smoke song. So on one hand, it's okay because it becomes recognizable, but then again, you kind of end up with a profile like this where you have like a million of of the same photos. So it, like eventually it kind of drags on. I mean, like once or twice here or there, it's not like a bad thing. I mean, shit, like you could even like switch up the filter, and I think that would kind of make certain tracks stand out. You know what I mean? So but as far as being like consistent goes, and like kind of having that type of branding, right? Like I don't think it's a bad thing because now people are gonna know, oh, it's a Johnny Smoke song. So aesthetics for what it is, definitely consistent, that's for sure. Right where it needs to be. Overall theme. So for holy fucking shit, I definitely get a kind of like a freestyle vibe, but not really like freestyle. I'd say like freestyle writing. Like you kind of like wrote it in like a night and then you recorded it that night or that morning kind of thing, Like this kind of reminds me of one of those songs that you made in like 24 hours. Um but even in that aspect, like you can tell in the writing that they actually took some time to like actually tell a story, you know what I mean? But like I said, also let their lyrical and performing ability kind of shine too. So there's a couple of things that I really enjoyed when it comes down to the theme of this song, but just the writing in general for a lot of Johnny Smoke tracks. I feel like it's just they have something to say, you know what I mean? And even in like the looser kind of fashions, I feel like Johnny still does. So songwriting is definitely their strong suit. That's facts for sure. So let's fucking get it, man. Huge shout out to Johnny Smoke. Thank you so much for your submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you follow Johnny on SoundCloud. They are approaching 1.1K on the cloud. And of course, make sure you follow Johnny on Twitter. They're approaching 1.4K on the Bird app, so go show them some love there. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of YouTube upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 280 subscribers, man. We are about 9 away. We upload 2 times a week. Every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, whole lot of good stuff available there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists and the channel some motherfucking love. Let's get it, baby. And if you already have, thank you. Floyd Kelly, what's good, baby? I hope you're well. Welcome on in. Happy Monday. Hello, my name is Floyd Kelly. First time here. Let's fucking get it. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream and family. Let's go. Enjoy. So we left off with homie Johnny Smoke. Up next is Survival in Negativity. So, man, where do you even start with Sin, man? They've had some of the craziest submissions in 2024. Like whether it's a throwback track or it's a newer track or a collab or anything like that, Survival Negativity has just been really killing it. Like, really, really killing it. But this week, they submitted Atom Up. Here's a dope collab I did with Insomniac and on Wuka Main as Insomniwuka called Atom Up, featuring myself and Darl Watson from their latest project, Fatal Fate Tales. That's a mouthful and a half. Let's get it. I'm down. Hope you enjoy and thanks for listening. Let's fucking get it, baby. I'm absolutely down. Okay. So this is a stacked crew here. This is for sure a stacked crew. Okay. Let's check this out. This is track 5 on a, holy shit, 20 track project. That's crazy. Okay, so on Wuka, Insomniac, Darl, and Sin. All right, let's get into it. Add them up. It's gonna be crazy.
Round one, rough like my stubble hair. It's the bubble goose, double bear on a double dare. Like a carniac, we don't play fair. Make a boomer jump out the brunch seat. Look at these rappers like lunch meat. I compete with the dead, living, anyone who rattle on. So many demons I could build my own Babylon. So paddle on with the get rich quick. You know I'm eating how to get this. Sick, no DX, snap necks or reflex. Got a lot of cruise gas like the bee's nest. About to blow, NES reset. Your whole track sound like presets. Got the beast at the back door, we synced up like tractor. Rack my brain trying to figure what they rap for. We on tour in your head, free real estate. Speakers pop, make the crowd hit the fire escape. How many mics you need with? Perfect.
Add 'em up. Insomnia hit me with this, had to get up on this. Addition by subtraction, check the arithmetic. Look at the thick of the wrist, another prize 16. About to Oliver Twist like the kid work, nah I mean. And you've been warned about using all the presets. Looking through your thing, she put the pussy on my chest like the V-neck. It's like, nah, I ain't going down for shit. But if it's another body, you better add that shit.
Okay.
Laid on the jaw, mixtape and one shit. 356 on my back, it ain't too hard to carry the one. Still travel, but I'm always on my fucking 1-2s. Hop steps sometimes, but the pivot hit the run too. Look, suck the MCs, getting shook. Look, had the recipe in the rhyme book way before the cookbook. For real, and they still fucking up my name. Daryl Nardane, put the rock in the game. Yeah.
All right, okay. I see the vision.
Candy nuance sprinkled throughout the catalog. Addicts all lined up for it like crushed Adderall. Hush all rattling atom balls, making waves, make a splash if you down to be cannon fodder for the cannonball. Walk the plank till you're walking with the plankton. It's the walk you chose if you impose or walk into the sanctum unannounced, uninvited, unwarranted, or unwanted. Yo, we one of ones, number one wonder. So what you wanna know? How many mics do we rip on your daily? Safe to say we lost count. Round them down the rough, amount is insurmountable. You may be better off envisioning the statuses when we add the pen and pad and subtract the competition. Long division, conquering discriminate, criminally infinite. Pretend to get a stimmy from my stems. Pay the local property tax with the vocal shoppy Atladin. Stack of racks on racks to the mathematics of Maddening.
How many mics you need with? Perfect. How many mics you need with?
Insomniac. 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 Insomniac.
Hate the grind, play you add them up like some Adam
together to create while y'all play it safe like a Madden pun. Straight by your mind and brain waves like some batter duck. He battered up, cake flying down the rain from the passenger. Lighting and sliding like a planes up in Canada. William Defoe, even when I'm in my 60s, all happen stunt. Ill and flows material sick. My album mark hazardous. Stay fly than Miss Frizzle. Sit high glass like a magic bus. And some the roof when I enter the room. Boomers tried to get me removed, just like a tomb. I'm pissing the crew, cause we still kicking like a coon. While I got smooth, the chicks in my show dancing like you, man. I be going in quicker than an intruder. Add 'em up like a scorekeeper does with winners and losers. Add 'em up like a pro teacher doing grades with no tutor. Add 'em up like prices and yo, a stingy consumer. Had enough, I'm gone creep and call from Rufus like Rufus.
Boom! No shot, man. Okay. So that was really interesting, bro. Like, the beat was very, like... You know, Insomniac's such an interesting producer, man. Like, I've seen them, or I've heard them, rather. I've heard them sample so many things and just do... man, they're very unique. They're very, very unique. But what an instrumental this was, man. What an instrumental this was. Alright, so... let's get into it. Let's break it down. Let's talk about it. So, we're gonna talk about three things. How long was this? 4:30? That's not bad. 4:30 is not bad at all. Especially for like 3 verses. Yeah, no, it was good. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna talk about 3 things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals. We're gonna talk about the overall theme of this track. So, let's talk instrumental. Instrumental mix, solid. Nothing too clashy, nothing too overbearing. Even as like, not experimental, but even as like outlandish as this instrumental is, right? It's definitely like unconventional. Has like a very interesting flavor to it. But even with that in mind, I feel like the mix is very solid. Nothing clashy, too overbearing. Everybody's vocals sat nice. Drums cut through nicely. Nothing that really like threw me off at all, to be honest with you. Melody was very prominent as well. So nothing really to like have any gripes about, to be honest. The instrumental makes solid. Instrumental shining star. You know, I kind of want to say drums, but you know, I feel like the melody is something that you're just gonna remember instantly, right? Like off rip, like I can still hear the melody in my head. Like that's still a melody I hear right now. So, for me, it got to be the melody just because of how much of an impact it made for sure. So without a doubt, melody, 100%. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix definitely solid. Especially across the board, right? The more people you have on a track, sometimes it can be confusing to get mixes, or sometimes people's mixes sound off compared to the other, and etc., etc., etc. But for what this is, I like the mix a lot. Again, nothing clashing, too overbearing. Drums cut through nicely. Vocals definitely sit. These are a lot of artists that have like a solid natural voice. So there's not much post-processing to be done here. You really just want to clean it up, make sure everything's still kind of punching, super crisp and things like that. But again, I wouldn't say anything that I really have any gripes with when it comes to the vocal mix or whatsoever at all. Vocal shining star. Gotta be writing. It had this like cipher kind of like past the mic kind of feel a lot. That just made you like listen to everybody's verses. So for me, it's got to be the writing, but flow and cadence is a close second. But I enjoyed the writing on this just because going from verse to verse is always fun. Always fun. So for me, writing, absolutely. Overall theme, aesthetics. Let's talk. So this is a full-length project, right? So Onwuka, Insomniac on the cover, Fatal Fate Tales. It kind of reminds me of those like like those kids' school books that used to rent from like the library, right? Like Choose Your Own Adventure and all that jazz. It kind of reminds me of that, except like super high quality. And I just love the design direction on this, to be honest with you. Definitely has that like album feel, 100%. Not even a question. So aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme, add 'em up. But I wouldn't say that there's like a clear like jump out theme, like, you know, oh, this song's about X, Y, or Z. This is definitely more of like a lyrical and writing showcase for these artists, and especially Sin and the whole crew, really. Like the flow and cadence and the instrumental like made you listen to these verses, because like I said, it had this like cipher kind of feel to it, but each time a new verse came on, you were just like reset and you were like ready, you know what I mean? So it kind of had that like cipher feel to it, but I wouldn't say that there's like any clear like super deep theme here. I would say just pay attention to the writing and the lyrics, take that for what it is, and appreciate everybody's writing ability for sure. So well done. With that said, huge shout out to Sin. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify, and of course, make sure you follow Survival on Twitter as well. They're 9 followers away from 360. So go over there, show them some love with the Bird app, my friends, and of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube free upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 280 subscribers, man. We finally made it over the 270 hump. We finally made it, man. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love. Like I said, we upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, Saturday. Full podcast episodes, a whole lot of good jazz. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, and if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, baby. Let's fucking get it. Okay, so we left off with the homie Sin. Absolutely fucking crazy. But up next, we have the homie R&B. It's been a while since we heard from R&B, man. Definitely been a while. Probably since 2023. We just have not heard from R&B in quite some time. But a very, very talented vocalist submitted Yeehaw. We'd love for you to check out my new track, Yeehaw. Thank you. You're very welcome, my friend. Let's get it. Thank you for your submission. Let's pop this open, new tab. Let's see what we got from the homie R&B. Give it a quick pause. Volume up. Settings. Let's go 720 because we're streaming. Get ready to kick up some dust with R&B's latest hit, Yeehaw. A high-energy track blends country vibes with modern pop beats, creating a toe-tapping anthem you won't be able to resist. Available now for streaming and download on all platforms. Yeehaw is guaranteed to have you shouting along and reaching for your cowboy hat. Title up and press play. R&B on all socials. That is funny, man. That is funny. Okay. Lots of love in the comments. Class, such a catchy tune. Let's go, man. Fucking go. This came on the first. Got 1.6K on the tube, man. That's excellent. Let's go.
Howdy, man.
Yeehaw.
Riding through the neon night, underneath the starry sky. Got my boots on, feeling high in this wild ride. Saddle up, let's hit the floor. Where the rhythm is gonna soar. Feel the heat, feel the roar. We're the outlaws on the dance floor. Yeehaw, let's get down to the beat of the western town. Spurs are jingling, hearts they pound in the dance hall showdown. Yeehaw, let's get down to the beat of the western town. Spurs are jingling, hearts they pound in this dance hall showdown.
With every step we breaking free, like a tumbleweed on spree, leaving trails of ecstasy in this modern cowboy fantasy.
Stirring up a dust, cloud storm with every move. Reborn, riding high, we're in form on the dance floor. Rodeo we perform.
This is crazy. The visual's nuts.
Yeehaw, let's get down to the beat of the western town. Spurs are jingling, hearts they pound in the dance hall showdown. Yeehaw, let's get down to the beat of the western town. Spurs are jingling, hearts they pound in this dance hall showdown. In the heart of the west where the sun meets the plains, underneath the neon lights where the rhythm reigns. Boots stomping on the floor, got it going loud in the western town. We got the crowd going wild. So saddle up and let's right to the night. On the dance floor, rodeo shining bright. Gonna two-step, got it side to side in the western groove where the dreams come alive.
Great visual.
Strings drumming like a cowboy's tail. In the saloon, the rhythm we set sail. With a swag on the step, we blaze the trail. In the western dance, we never fail. Saddle up, let's ride the western wave. On the dance floor, showdown, we'll be brave. With our hearts on the sleeve, let's misbehave. Now let's turn this dance into a rave. Yeehaw, let's get down to the beat of the western town. Spurs are jingling, hearts they pound. In the dance hall, showdown. Yeehaw, let's get down to the beat of the western town. Spurs are jingling, hearts they pound. In this dance hall, showdown. Yeehaw, let's get down to the beat of the western town. Spurs are jingling, hearts they pound. In the dance hall, showdown. Yeehaw, let's get down to the beat of the western town. Spurs are jingling, hearts they pound. In this dance hall, showdown.
Damn, okay. I see the vision, man. I see the vision. A couple things about this. This was fantastic. This is absolutely fantastic. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So, we're gonna talk about three things here. We are gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about the vocals, and we're gonna talk about the official music video for Yeehaw. So, well, let's talk instrumental, man. So, instrumental choice obviously had to be aligning with the vision, right? So you really wanted to go for something like kind of Western, but much like the description said, a little bit more pop-like, a little bit more dance-like as well, right? So I feel like the instrumental was a nice balance between the two. The melody gave that like Western feel, but it still had that like fast-paced pop drums, which was nice. So I like the choice off rip, right? Definitely aligns with the vision. Instrumental mix. Solid. Nothing clashing to overbearing. Nothing that really throws anything off, to be honest with you. Drums are solid. Everything cuts through nicely. Everything knocks for sure. Vocals sit nice. Nothing on the instrumental that really stuck out to me to be like a bit off-putting or anything like that. I feel like it's definitely right where it needs to be. So yeah, no gripes there. Definitely no gripes there. Instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star. I mean, there's a couple of things here that I really enjoyed, right? Because like I said, the melody gives that like Western kind of feel, but the drums keep up that like fast-paced pop kind of feel. So I don't know, like the melody is very memorable, right? But I feel like the drums definitely had like a really big part in this for sure. Just to give it that like modern fast-paced kind of vibe and not too much like country twang, you know? So yeah, for me, probably the drums, to be honest with you. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocals are great. R&B has like a very interesting voice when it comes down to their vocals. So, you know, whenever they go and kind of seek out these like different styles of instrumentals, I feel like their voice always works so well. Just always works so well. So, with that said, the mix is solid. Nothing clashing to overbearing. Nothing that really stuck out to me to be like off-putting or anything like that. Drums cut through nicely. Vocals sit nice. Processing's good. Mix is good. Nothing that like ultimately threw me off, to be honest with you. Nothing that ultimately threw me off. So vocal mix solid. Vocal shining star. So writing's up there. The hook is definitely up there. I feel like you could talk about any one of those, right? But for me, it's got to be the flow and cadence and delivery, because it was delivered like a somewhat like southern country anthem, but it still had the pace of a pop/dance track. That's what I really liked about this, like the combining of genres for sure. So for me, flow and cadence and delivery all day. I feel like they really delivered on the alt country, alt pop kind of angle for sure. So flow and cadence and delivery, absolutely. Instrumental solid, vocal solid. Let's talk about the video. So, no credits in the description. So this could be like a stock video, or this could be ripped from somewhere, or it could very well be directed. But regardless, they kind of nailed the vision for a track like this, right? Because you want to have something that's like relatively simple, but not super crazy, right? This is like what you'd picture in your head for this song. Like in the saloon, kind of having like like everybody's drinking, you dancing, and it just kind of has that feel to it. You know what I mean? It's fast paced. It's got movement. It's got energy. It has one of those feels to it. So in my head, this is probably what I would picture it either way. You know what I mean? So the choice of visual here is really, really solid. Like really, really fucking solid. 100%. This is somebody who knows what kind of vision that they wanted, right? Like this is an artist that just has a clear vision. They're like, no, we gotta execute it this way. So with the visual to kind of like top it all off, I think this was a really well executed like combination of genres, right? Not a lot of artists do this successfully. I think some artists try to do this kind of thing, but they don't really execute it very well. But this one, I felt like this one was like really well executed. As far as genre blending goes, right? So, with that said, huge shout out to R&B. Thank you so much for this submission. Much love. Make sure you go sub to R&B's channel. They are approaching 340 subscribers on YouTube. Make sure you go show them some love over there on YouTube. And of course, make sure you follow R&B on Twitter. They're approaching they're almost a 4K, man. They're almost a 4K up in that bitch, man. Go get R&B to 4K. They're about like 70 way, man. So go show them some love over there on the Bird app. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 280 subscribers, so we upload 2 times a week. Every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists and the channel some motherfucking love, baby. Let's get it. Wow. That was cool to hear from R&B, man. It's been a while. Definitely been a while. So, continuing on, like I said, we left off with the homie R&B. Up next is the homie Onwuka. Now, we actually heard a verse from Onwuka earlier in the show. So, see what Onwuka has for us. Great video production. I agree, Floyd. I agree. Definitely an excellent choice in visual in that last one. But Onwuka, a very talented hip-hop artist, submitted Linguistic Kicks. What up again? Wanted to show you the Linguistic Kicks from Portals. I do a bunch of video game anime bars, and the second verse, one of my best demonstrations of it. Okay. Alright, Onwuka, I'm down. I'm definitely down. They've been doing fantastic with like a lot of the themes that they write about, so I'm excited. Alright, so get a little volume blast, do a little 720. Alright, let's get into it. Onwuka, Linguistic Kicks. Let's go. This is crazy.
Admit it. Am I not much better than you?
Linguistic kick when I'm in this trick. My words are breaking. Suspiciousness you feel before what's words are you in danger. Specificness aspect leads to a Chris murder banger. Linguistic kicks, right chuck it hit better hurry player. Linguistic kick when I'm in this trick. My words are breaking. Suspiciousness you feel before what's words are you in danger. Specificness aspect leads to a Chris murder banger. Linguistic kicks, watch out, get hit better hurry player. Yeah, that's my move. I call it the linguistic kick. Hit you with it, you gone like you slipped in a riff. Couldn't do it and y'all too simplistic. Funky fumes, yeah, fresher than some biscuit whiffs. I don't look like a baller, you look smaller than a fictitious imp. Your vibe, bruh, try to do my kick, make your meniscus whip. Getting frightened by a light skin. I guess I got a malicious tint. Let's go. Linguistic kick when I'm in this trick. My words are breaking. Suspiciousness, you feel before what's words are you're in danger. Specificness, aspect leads to a Chris murder banger. Linguistic kicks, right, chuck it hit better hurry player. Linguistic kick when I'm in this trick. My words are breaking. Suspiciousness, you feel my I spread to you in danger. Specificness aspect leads to regrets, murder banger. Linguistic kicks, watch out, get hit, better hurry, player. Get paid to hear my voice, called it the Tim Curry paper. This kick gonna wreck you like I'm Deku, got Sanji's curry flavor.
Oh,
Kicking like Danny Rand, Jackie Chan, Reggie Miller when he hit, hey, you hurry to Vader. Blasting like a captain, gotta hit me on the Nick Fury pager. I stay lit, bro, like Captain Mop, so damn sharp. Monica Fodes on the living energy, so strong. I'm a flurry of lasers, linguistics, morph and twist. Two kicks that rip your core and strip. Shots go up ballistic like I'm Vincent. Valentine when I rhyme back to the swift kicks like I'm hit my own lead. When I spit on these insomniac tracks so persistently, like I lead with rock in the front, cause I rock and I stun. When I hit you so consistent on the grind, like I just got done doing a kick flip. Linguistic kick when I'm in this trick, my words are breaking.
What an interesting track this is.
Specificness aspect leads to regrets, murder banger. Linguistic kicks, watch out, get hit, better hurry, player. Linguistic kick when I'm in this trick, my words are breaking. Suspiciousness, you feel my I spread to you in danger. Specificness aspect leads to regrets, murder banger. Linguistic kicks, watch out, get hit, better hurry, player. My linguistic kicks leave you fried like some delicious shrimp. Kind of vindictive spit sends you on a mystic trip. Scheme to find a bad D, better than Maleficent, the rapper with linguistic kicks. Watch out, you know you'll get here.
Wow. I really like the lyric video. Whoever edits their lyric videos, man, does a really good fucking job. Like, it's crazy. Like, whoever does their videos is just insane, man. 100% dope, ton of flavor, hipster, obscure references. Love this ish. Thanks, Hooker. Yeah, no, lots of love in the comments, man. I love the love there. I love the love there. The lyric video was really something special, wasn't it? It really was something special. All right, let's break it down, man. Let's talk about it. So we're talking about three things here. We're talking about the instrumental, talking about vocals, and we're talking about the visual, or the lyric video, for this track. So let's talk instrumental. Insomniac has such a flavor, man. Like I said in the earlier track, Add 'Em Up, man. Insomniac is just such a unique producer, and they're really so good at what they do and their specific style of just instrumentals, man. But I like the choice a lot. Definitely unique, but not like experimental or anything like that. But it's definitely unique for sure. With that said, mix is solid. Nothing clashy, too overbearing. Nothing like really like sticks out to me at all. That's like, kind of like overbearing whatsoever. Drums cut through nicely. Vocals sit nice. Sound selection solid. Melody solid. Nothing that really like was like super off-putting at all, to be honest with you. So, instrumental mix definitely on point. Instrumental Shining Star. I like the drums a lot, but I feel like the melody is something that I really remembered here. Like the melody was something else. It's a very like Onwuka flavor as well, but for me it's got to be the melody. Got to be the melody for sure. Drums are a close second, but the melody, yeah, definitely. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Again, Onwuka is an artist that has a really solid natural voice. So all you really need to do is just clean it up, make sure it's sitting right in the instrumental, make sure it's nice and crisp, make sure the levels are good. Which is what we have here, right? Like I'm pretty sure we've reacted to like a good 3 or 4 Onwuka tracks at this time. So not really a shocker that they have a really solid vocal mix here, but something I always want to point out for anybody new. But no surprise here. Solid vocal mix. Right where it needs to be. Definitely. Vocal Shining Star. Now, I think the writing was really solid, but the flow and cadence was like very interesting. I feel like Onwuka was like really trying something not new here, but really like pushing the bar, which I can appreciate. You know what I mean? Like they were really like challenging themselves and like really trying to like push through like a new flow and like barrier. It felt like they were trying something new with this. Like when did this drop actually? Oh, so this is from January of last year. Yeah, so maybe it kind of led to like where they're at today. You know what I mean? Because you could tell that they were trying to like really just achieve like a different kind of vibe on this when it came to their flow and cadence and delivery. which, like I said, I really appreciate that. I think that's really sick. So, writing's definitely up there, but like I said, man, flow and cadence and delivery. It's got to be flow and cadence and delivery, just because it felt like they were trying to like push the bar and really challenge themselves. So I like that a lot. Instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk about the lyric video. So, I like the intro here. I love the intro. The two samurais fighting it. It just gave that like battle rap feel almost. Like it felt like they were going in like battle rap kind of mindset, right? And the flow was just aggressive and a lot of confidence here, and I feel like the lyric video like really just fucking backed up all that for sure. But I love the editing here. I love the editing a lot because it's not too crazy, but Onwuka's lyric videos are some of the best that I've seen in 2024. Not for any like high quality, crazy budget reasons, but this is like they're fun, they're unique. You can follow along. Like it's not just like lyrics on screen, like rather simple. Like you got lyrics over here, and you got lyrics over here, and over there. So I feel like they did a lot with this, and whoever edited this again, like just did a really good job, man. I really gotta tip that. I really gotta tip them for sure. So simple, get straight to the point, but it matches the vibe, and that's what I like about this. Because all of their lyric videos have matched the vibe, right? I think they totally like hit the nail on the head when it comes to what a first time listener would visualize, and this is definitely one for me that I feel like they just fucking nailed it. Because it has this like again almost like this cipher kind of feel, but the lyric video kind of supports it, right? And you can kind of like understand the vision a bit better because like they said in the caption, they have a lot of like video game, anime, kind of like media, like pop culture kind of vibes, right? Like Jackie Chan. So like there's a couple of things here that I feel like the lyric video like ultimately supports and really sticks with the vision. That's like the number one thing here is like Onwuka and crew always stick with the vision and they make sure that everything is very relatable, which I love. I love that. So with that said, a huge shout out to Onwuka. Thank you so much for this submission. This was fucking crazy. Make sure you go sub to Onwuka's channel. They are one sub away from 50. Music Monday is going to sub to them right now, and you should too. So go show them some love over there on the tube. And of course, make sure you follow Onwuka on Twitter. They are 3 followers away from 710, so go show them some love on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 280 subscribers. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good stuff is available on the channel. Go show these artists on the channel some motherfucking love. If you already have, thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, my friends. So let's fucking get it. So, we're about halfway through the show, my friends. We're about halfway through. So, with that said, we're going to take a quick commercial break. I'm going to need everybody to get up, go stretch their legs, go get a drink, go walk the dog, go take a smoke break, go do whatever you need to do. And when we return, we'll go right back into the rest of our community submissions. Don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here live with the Music Mondays podcast, episode 172. Hope you're well. Hope you're chilling. Hope you had a good break, man. But we're gonna resume with some of our community submissions. We're up right back. Let's continue on. So, up next we got the homie Chef. Let's see what we got here, man. It's been quite some time since I heard from the homie. Not that long, man. I'd say maybe like a couple months, something like that. But a very, very talented hip hop artist made a brand new track from 2024. Check it. Will do. Let's get into it. See what we got here. I believe this is like brand new. Oh, it's part of an EP. Okay. So we got a little 6-track EP here. All right. This is the first track of the project, so let's get into it.
Okay, we're rolling. Remember, we're starting at a high. We're starting with energy. We're starting with attention. We're starting with ferocity. We're starting with a bang here, people. Let's go. Okay? And action. Yow. Hold up. This was my idea, right? So, this is how it starts. Yo, hold up. Chef be like, here's Johnny. My shining was no features. The scary part of the rhyming that you never saw the creature. But it's time I told the secret to the trick. The rabbits come out to eat their plans. They execute in sequence, no hitch. Rats see no reason not to snitch. Rappers get a whiff of cheese and out the blue, all they raps getting real true to tradition. They trying to be nice, but it was already written. Like, come on, yo. I don't respect performing art safely. Pen personally charged, so you can know the art saved me. Since preserving peace cause a diploma chart, baby epidemic, reverting the teeth jaw. Seen I said it, I meant it. Cause her police calls from consumerist rhetoric. Artists certainly meet flaws like that motherfucker Oedipus. Curvingly bronze for the leverage, calling a favor to leapfrog my agendas. Labor all the costs, double inflation rate. Weird behavior towards women, get you carved with a razor blade. The pledge should be replaced with March Madness. Digits of the race.
Sounds wild.
As a reason to grimace and give grace. Take advice from the greats like hand-me-down sneakers. At some point you get your own sneakers. At gunpoint, flip the switch, energize that Frankenstein creature. Your own Jeffrey, created from a mix of teachers. I studied the art of film before rapping and poetry. Every project cold open with a title and a scheme. My lighting, the vocal tone, camera placement, the beats. Michael Mann raps, catching collateral from the heat. PTY like PTA. He the master, he inherently nice. Said there will be blood, send him to pack that night. Guardland, annihilation to any and all men who think a day is ex machina resolves him of sin. And the final act is just you and me, and I'm gatekeeping, I'm goaltending. Spawn camping your spawn from beyond the grave. Keep them overrated, yeah, underpaid. Dumbfounded, get the fans pronouncing Sade like say. Yo, Jeffrey. Yo.
Okay. I definitely see the vision, man. I definitely see the vision. Grandma Eyes, what's good, baby? Hope you're well. Welcome on in. Happy Monday. Welcome. Slept through the stream, you know? Sometimes sleep is needed, my friend. Sleep is needed. Sometimes you just gotta take that extra time to get a little Z's, you know what I'm saying, man? A little bit of Z's, you know? But let's break this down, man. That was fantastic. I like this cover a lot as well. But let's get into it. So April 27th, man. Yeah, this is like super fucking new. We're gonna talk about 3 things here. So we're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of this track. So let's talk instrumental. I like the choice a lot. It's a very like somewhat like abstract-esque kind of instrumental, but not really. Keeps true to that like boom bap like OG kind of feel, but in a more like modern way for sure. So that's a big plus here. The mix is solid though, nothing clashing, too overbearing. Vocals definitely sit nice. Drums are solid. Sound selection solid. Melody does well. Thinking back on it, nothing that really like stuck out to me that was like ultimately off-putting, you know? I feel like it was very even and very level and right where it needed to be essentially. So, instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star. You You know, I was gonna go in the direction of drums, but the more I listened to the melodies, the more I was like, all right, bro, the melodies are definitely up there. Melodies are definitely fucking up there. So for me, got to be the melodies. Um, absolutely got to be the melodies for sure. Drums are a close second, but definitely the melodies. Um, let's see here. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. Chef is really one of those artists that does really well with their vocals. They have a solid natural voice, so they don't really need to do too much post processing, right? Make sure everything's nice and crisp and clean. Everything's nice and level. Nothing that's really like off putting for this one at all. But their natural voice does shine a lot here. While also keeping the song like overall very crisp, right? So I think that's very, very important. Not really a shocker though. A lot of their tracks are really, really solid when it comes to the mix. So nothing that really like threw me off guard. You know what I mean? But vocals sit nice too. Drums cut through nicely. Ultimately, again, like I said, nothing that threw me off. You know, vocal mix is definitely right where it needs to be. Vocal shining star. Couple things come to mind here. Flow and cadence and delivery, writing for sure. I feel like flow and cadence and delivery is a really like big factor here. I feel like it really is like a very, very important factor. For me, yeah, gotta be flow and cadence and delivery, man. Gotta be flow and cadence and delivery for sure. Writing's a close second, but the way that this song flows and progresses and just has like a nice pace, definitely flow and cadence for sure. So instrumental solid, vocal solid. Let's talk theme. So, aesthetics, fantastic, man. Like fantastic. I love this whole. It almost looks sci-fi, almost like 80s, 90s ish, but it's very simple. It's definitely like attractive to the eye, right? But it has this like flavor to it that not many covers can capture, right? Very comic booky, but very, I don't know, it brings a specific feeling. But I like the yellow a lot. I think it's the yellow that is working well with this cover. Really solid aesthetic though. Especially for a project, right? I definitely think for a project, it's like right up there. Overall theme, definitely a play on chef and like really like just cooking. To be honest with you, I feel like this song was like truly cooking. You know what I mean? Like they really went to town on this. So I wouldn't say that there's like an ultimate standout theme here. This is definitely a song where you have to appreciate the writing, the lyricism, and really, really just kind of really kind of dig in for what it is, right? This is a very much a track that you definitely have to pay attention to as far as the punchlines and a lot of that section to really like fully grasp it. But this is definitely like a really great writing showcase. Just showing of skill, to be honest with you. So well done, my friend. Well done. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify, of course, and of course make sure you go follow them on Twitter. They're approaching 1.2K on the Bird app. Best hip hop artist in New Jersey. I like that fucking title, man. Let's get it, baby. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 280 subscribers, man. We're about 9 away, pushing towards that 300. So let's fucking go. And of course, huge shout out to everybody that already has subscribed. And like I said, we upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, underground tips and tricks, and a whole lot of good jazzes over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists and the channel some motherfucking love, man. Okay, so up next would be Dry My Eyes and Blank Dot, but they are both Music Mondays Patrons, and we've already reacted to their tracks way earlier in the show, so make sure you go check out their tracks and go love, of course, at the start of the show. So moving past Dry My Eyes and Blank Dot, we had the homie Isay. Now, it's been a little while since you heard from Isay. Not that long. I'd say like a couple weeks or so. but a super talented alternative hip hop artist submitted Velvet Echo. Now that is a crazy name. I like that name a lot. Let's go see what I say has been up to, man. Let's get into it. Sean, I say Velvet Echo. Okay.
I make money every day. I don't know if you wanna play with me. I make money every day. I don't know if you wanna play with me. I remember when I had nothing, now these hoes wanna return to me. I remember when I had nothing, now these hoes wanna return me. Damn, be with me, yeah. I make money, invest my money, doing this business shit, yeah. I see this nigga looking at me with jealousy, yeah. That's why you see me only having one friend, yeah. Circle small, yeah, my circle small, yeah. Hey, you know, going through the soft, yeah. Me and Icy, yeah. This is the shit, yeah.
This ain't your show, but I wanna play a game with you, girl. With you, girl. I see us all to play that shit. They'll come here, we about to stream, you know. Stream, you know. I will never argue on the internet with some fake niggas, though. I will never switch from bitch to bitch, the witch like you play it, though. You play it though. I just want some more money in my bank account. Yeah, I mean it though. I will never date a Leo in my life. Put it on my dead body.
My bad, Leos.
I will never be a killer in the Destiny's Child, you know.
My bad.
I'm always in the lead, I'm the leader. You're just the leader, though. The leader. I am in my lane, stay in your toy lane. Still complete it, though. What deceive it, though.
Beat is crazy. I like this choice a lot. I like that, man. That was really solid. That was very like unique as well. Like I didn't feel like I could compare it to anything like right off the bat, which is very interesting. You know what I mean? This is very like of its own kind of style for sure. I mean, obvious influences, right? But for the most part, very unique. So let's break it down. Let's talk about it. We're going to talk about three things. Talk about the instrumental. We're going to talk about vocals. And we're going to talk about the overall theme of Velvet Echo. So, instrumental choice, fantastic. I like the choice a lot. 100% I like the choice. The mix is really solid. Like, I like the 808s a lot. I like the drums a lot. I like the sound selection a lot. Nothing that really rubbed me the wrong way about the mix at all. I say it's definitely an artist that has always had like a really consistent mix. Well, not really a shocker, but something you always want to point out for anybody who's new as well, right? So, instrumental mix definitely up there for sure. Instrumental shining star. You know, I was going to say the melody at first, but I feel like the drums were really well placed. The patterns were great. The sound selection was great. 808s had a lot of like mud to them. They were nice and gritty, but not too muddy. I think drums really nailed it. If I'm being honest with you, Chief. But I like the melodies a lot too, but I'm going to go with drums. I like the drums a lot. Instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. Fantastic again. These are two artists that we're pretty familiar with here on the show. So their mixes are always relatively consistent. Again, nothing clashing, too overbearing. Vocals sit nice. Drums definitely cut through nicely. Everything kind of flows really well here, to be honest. Definitely no gripes when it comes to the vocals. Nothing's really off-putting. Right where they need to be honest with you. Again, nothing that really stuck out to me that was off. Vocal shining star. You know, writing kind of, right? Like it's up there for me. But the flow and cadence with the instrumental and how natural this felt, I'm gonna have to go with flow and cadence and delivery. Again, it just makes you pay attention to the lyrics like 10 times harder, but the way that they just naturally flowed on this track was really nice. Really, really nice. So definitely flow and cadence and delivery for sure. Instrumental solid, vocal solid. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. Velvet Echo. What a crazy, crazy name, title. I love it all, to be honest with you. This gives such an underground original feel to it. I don't know why. Like something about like the iPhone or like whatever the cropping tool is there. Like something about that just feels just very like independent. I don't know why. It just brings that vibe out. Cover is cool. I agree. I like the cover a lot. But just having that final touch of like the crop, I think that's really solid. I like this choice a lot. Foreground's great. I mean, color palette's great. Come on, perfect for a single. Absolutely. Overall theme. Velvet Echo is definitely like a title that's like very like in-house, right? Like that's definitely a Sean and I say kind of title that they only know the meaning to. And I definitely wouldn't say that this track had like a theme that like jumps out at you, right? It's definitely like a lyrical and writing showcase and really listening to these guys flow naturally on instrumental. So I wouldn't really dig out a crazy hidden theme here. It's definitely a track you need to appreciate the writing and the lyrics for 100%. So well done. Well done. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify. And of course, make sure you go follow I Say on Twitter. They're approaching... Oh, they just hit 900. Let's go. They're approaching 910. So make sure you go show them some love on the bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 280 subscribers, man. We upload 2 times a week every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists the channel some motherfucking love, man. Let's get it, baby. And if you already have, thank you. And we appreciate you, Music Mondays, and we see you, man. We see you. We see you dropping the likes and the views and all that good jazz, man. Thank you. Okay. Alrighty. So, we left off with the homie I Say. Up next is the homie Mac 2 times. Now, it's been a couple weeks since we've heard from Mac. A super talented hip-hop vocalist submitted Feast. They've been dropping singles like crazy in 2024. So, I'm definitely excited to see what Mac 2 times has for us this week. Let's get it. 6 days ago, so brand new. Let's get into it. Mac 2 times, Feast. Oh shit.
All my life been telling niggas I'm that man. No who to trust, ain't nobody love me back then. Just an all black Bruce Wayne Batman. My brothers carry 223s like the Taliban. The way she looking at me tells she a freak. Shorty legs in the air, popping ass in a handstand. Prince Angel, yeah, my songs, if you up a feet. Bust the ears with my voice, put you in a fucking trance. I'm growing up and I gotta be a team.
Holy shit.
With the fleet. I don't really be fucking with police. Like Frankenstein, stay away from the heat. I put these legs on my soul of the beat. One way out, I ain't never finna cheat. Asking if you wanna kick it with the beat. beast. Yeah, we eat the competition, already know it's a feast. Woke up on my sleeve, double said, pick a boy, think I'm losing my mind. I'ma tell you the truth, I really thought that I died. They really wearing powder, now that wasn't a lie. From the past, it was too many bitches wasting my time. I really wish I could go back again and rewind, but it made me who I am, I don't think I would try. Might be dark, but I don't care, on all the pain I rely. Just some liquor getting on, I don't wanna cry. I ain't shedding a tear, I've been numb to the pain for a couple of years. I had nobody in my circle, wasn't nobody near. So I focused on the money, that was all that was clear. Call about it everything, but the greed I'ma see it. Fuck the haters, get a life, swear y'all niggas is weird. Don't give a fuck if I don't hear nobody giving a cheer. I'm a king, cry myself and sit down in a chair. Don't give a fuck if I don't hear nobody giving a cheer.
Oh man, dude.
Sit down in a chair. Call about it everything, but the greed I'ma see it. Call about it everything, but the greed I'ma see it. All my life been telling niggas
Dude, the slide.
Ain't nobody love me back then. Just a all black Bruce Wayne Batman. My brother's carry 2 to 3s like the Taliban. The way she looking at me tell she
what
a freak.
the
Shorty
fuck?
legs in the air, popping ass in a handstand. Chris Andrew, my songs, if you off a feet, bust the ears with my voice, put you in a fucking trance. I'm going up and I got a better team. Ain't no fun if I ain't rolling with the fleet. I don't really be fucking with police. Like Frankenstein, stay away from the heat. I put these legs on my soul, little beat. One way out, I ain't nothing to cheat. I'm asking if you wanna kick it with the beats. Yeah, we eat the competition, already know it's a feast.
What the fuck? Nah. Fire. That might be Mac 2 Times best song of 2024. It's definitely my favorite, man. That was fucking crazy. Flow, writing, instrumental, kind of the whole package for a Mac 2 Times single, if I'm being honest. Like, holy shit. This is one of those songs. Oh, you make music? Yeah, check this out. And then they're like, what the fuck? You know, they're like, holy shit. So yeah, man, let's break it down. Let's talk about it, man. We're gonna talk about 3 things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of Feast. So, instrumental, I love the choice for Mac, man. Mac is such an aficionado when it comes to picking their instrumentals. They like to go outside of the box, but not like too outside the box as to where it's off-putting or they're like switching styles, right? So I like this choice from them. The mix is fucking fantastic. This 808 is perfect. Drums are perfect. The melody has this like insane kind of pattern to it. The chords are just Christ. So instrumental makes flawless if we're being totally honest. Nothing clashy, too overbearing. Drums hit, sound selection hits, vocals sit nice. Definitely no gripes at all. Instrumental Shining Star. Now, that melody is super prominent, right? Like I feel like that melody is very memorable. But the drums are just too good, man. There were just small slides on the 808. The 808 pattern was great. The structure was great, but all in all, I'm gonna have to say the drums again. Drums are just crazy. Instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, fantastic. Mac 2 Times, man, has come a long way since 2022. A long motherfucking way, right? They've adjusted their engineering. They've adjusted how they record. Their flow and cadence has gotten better. Like, this might be, again, like a top-tier mix from Mac 2 Times, man. Vocals are nice and crisp and loud. Drums cut through nicely. I don't think I have any gripes with this at all. Not at all. I like it for what it is, absolutely. Vocal mix, fantastic. Vocal Shining Star. Now, see, this is fucked because writing is just as good as flow and cadence, for sure. Like, usually I could justify putting one above the other. But fucking writing is just as good. Like, flow and cadence is such an important part, but the writing throughout the whole track is really hitting a new standard. Like, some of the bars in here were so honest and creative. It was such a mix of like motivational bars, but like Mac 2 Times personal bars as well. I don't know, man. Writing is gonna make you want to go back to this too. So a lot of things are, but I'm gonna go with writing. Just because it was really crazy, man. There's some bars in here I really enjoyed. So instrumental solid, definitely drums. Vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. I love the cover, man. I love the cover. It's such a Mac 2 times style. The font, the parental advisory down below. It's just signature Mac 2 times single cover, man. Of course, for a track titled Feast, right? I mean, what better than a line who is in the middle of feasting, right? So, A1 cover choice, especially for a single, right? Like I think it totally works for a single. So overall theme, I feel like Mac touched on a couple things here. I feel like they spoke about coming up and bringing everybody else with them. I think they spoke about how they hide their pain and how they get through some of their pain. I think they spoke about a lot of like motivational sides of things, right? But all in all, it's just about them feasting in life. You know what I mean? Like regardless of ups and downs, regardless of who's there and who's not, Mac is gonna feast. And it's also what they did to the instrumental. They also feasted on the instrumentals. So I kind of understand the play on words here. So well done. Huge shout out to Mac 2 times. Make sure you go follow Mac on SoundCloud. They're 8 followers away from 30, man. And of course, make sure you follow Mac on Twitter. They're 4 followers away from 170. So go show them love over there on the motherfucking Bird app, my friends. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 280 subscribers. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel, man. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some motherfucking love. Let's get it, baby. And if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Let's get it. Up next is a first-time submitting artist by the name of Jokerhead. Some dark synthy stuff if you'd like. Of course we'd like. Okay, so first-time submitting artists, we're going to go in blind. Have no prior experience. They have, well, it looks to be 5 tracks out, inspired by Hotline Miami, Tom True, Synthwave, Cyberpunk, and Atmospheric Stuff. Check their bio. Dark dissonant music influenced by dark synthwave, cyberpunk, mid-tempo, techno, and a hint of dubstep. Okay. Very specific. I like it. All right, so we're going to go with their latest track. This dropped November of last year, so not exactly brand new, but not super old. Quick and the Dead. Let's go. Oh, man. Oh, shit. What the fuck? sick. Definitely. Definitely sick. Nice fade out. Nice fade out. I feel like nobody fades out their songs anymore. Nice fade out. That was solid, man. Real solid. Especially for an instrumental track, you know, you always want to get that nice fade out in. And that's what we got here, man. That's what we got here. Obviously, you can tell the dark synthwave, synth kind of cyberpunk influence there, which was great. Which was really fucking great. There's a lot I like about this, especially for this type of genre, right? Clocking in at what, like 256, I think that says 2. Yeah, like it's yeah. So it's like such a good length for how long these songs typically are, right? I think a lot of these songs can go up to like fucking 8 minutes, right? Which is like, it's good for like a DJ set, right? But if you're like in like a listening environment where, you know, you put on a playlist, sometimes you always want to either have just like a short version or just make it short, period, you know? So I love the length on this as well. But let's break it down, man. Let's break it down. So obviously no vocals. So we're gonna talk about two things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of Quick and Dead. So instrumental mix, fantastic, especially for what this is, right? Like sometimes these tracks can be insane to mix, especially, you know, those of you that worked with like live instruments or synth heavy instrumentals. Sometimes they can be a bitch to mix, or sometimes they're really easy and you're just like, oh shit, that worked out. Like sometimes shit just fits like a glove, and then other times it's just a bitch to mix. But this one in particular is fantastic, right? I didn't find anything clashing, especially with all the synths going on and a lot of the drums. Like nothing was like really off-putting at all. Everything was kind of tucked away in its own space, which was nice. Nothing that really threw me off with the instrumental mix at all, especially for a first time submission. Instrumental Shining Star. So there's a lot I like about this, right? I like a lot of the melodies. I like a lot of the drums. But I think the thing that really sold me was the progression in the structure. I feel like this song was always progressing, and the structure was just always building and building and dropping and building and building and building and dropping. So it was one of those that made it enjoyable to listen to, right? If you're a producer, whether you make trap, you make synth, you make fucking, it doesn't matter what you make, pop, rock, alt rock, doesn't matter. Whatever instrumental you do make and you're going to build up a library, bro, don't fucking do the looping shit. You know what I mean? The way you get caught up in the studio, right? Like making beats and shit, or any type of instrumental, and sometimes the loop will sound good to you, but if it's going for too many bars, it just gets repetitive to like fresh ears. Because like if you're in the studio and you've been listening to the same loop for like 8 hours, you're like, okay, yeah, this is fire. But like, you know, you go like toss it to fresh ears, and it's very repetitive. But this one is not falling in that category at all. I feel like this one definitely hits the mark when it comes to structure and keeping the instrumental fresh. I'm not saying it's got to be erratic or it's got to be fucking what's the word, like experimental, right? Like it definitely doesn't have to go down that road, but just make it structured enough as to where the beat has time to breathe, you know. Structure in a way where if somebody wanted to put vocals on it, they could. That's a good like way to go about things, in my opinion. But regardless, this one definitely hit the nail on the head when it came to structure, no doubt. Okay, so instrumental solid. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. Quick and the Dead. Quick and the Dead is a very like cowboy-esque title, so I'm kind of not shocked that there is a cowboy cover. Sounds like an old western or something like that, or fucking John Wayne movie. You know what I mean? So I like the aesthetic direction a lot. Especially like as a producer, right? You have a little bit more leeway to be able to like create your own themes and kind of craft something, right? But aesthetics definitely on point for sure. But yeah, overall theme, like I said, you can really nail it down as a producer. Like you don't necessarily need vocals to kind of come up with a theme and help people picture what you're creating, right? And this one kind of hits the nail on the head. And I always tip my hat to producers that build their own library and put out consistent instrumentals, because it's great to work with artists, but you always want to build up your own library, because there's a lot of producers out there that do really well with that, and there's a lot of people out there that love listening to instrumentals. So keep doing your thing, my friend. Do your thing. With that said, huge shout out to Joker. Make sure you go follow them on Bandcamp, and of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter. They're approaching 730 followers. Go show some love over there on Bird. They're about 5 away. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 208 subscribers. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episode. A lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some motherfucking love, man. If you already have, thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Let's get it, baby. So, we left off with the first time submitting artist, Joker. Up next is the homie Offspring Mysterious. Now, Offspring has been destroying their uploads, man. They have just been going crazy on YouTube. Their YouTube content, supporting their music and their instrumentals has always been super, super solid. And one thing you can always take from Offspring is their work ethic, right? They always go absolutely crazy with a lot of their supporting content. Offspring, a very talented producer, submitted Mind on Stage. Let's pop this open a new tab and let's check it out. Got a quick little minute here. Let's go see what Offspring got for us, man. So we'll go 720, 2 weeks ago. So super, super new. Lots of links in the description. Okay. Got the usual. I'm down. I'm absolutely down. All right, let's get into it. Offspring Mysterious, Mind on Stage. Oh shit! I don't think we've ever. Oh no, we have. I'm gonna say, I don't think we've seen Offspring riding a bike, but we definitely have. I love this shot. Like, what the fuck? Okay. Okay, this was solid. So, this is what I mean by like supporting content from Offspring, right? Offspring does a really good job with a lot of their supporting content, right? They really do well with short form types of content, right? Like we've seen them do long form, but some of their short form stuff is really fucking solid. These go really well on TikTok. These go really well on YouTube Shorts. And even just on YouTube in general. So this is one where I was like, okay, quick little minute, and Offspring really takes the cake here. So the concept is great. This is definitely an instrumental that we've reacted to before, but I will say a shining star about this edit, and it's absolutely the fact that Offspring was able to even come up with this concept, right? Like it's almost like they could see a lot of these clear visions in their head. And this was one where, you know, you could see yourself kind of thinking it up, and you're like, okay, like, you know, what if I was, you know, traveling, riding this bike, and then I thought about this time that I was on stage, and then used all the previous stage footage here, right? And just a small little, like, 30-second edit. Fantastic! You know what I mean? Fantastic. And, you know, Offspring had fun filming this and editing this. You know what I mean? So, one, the concept is absolutely fucking fantastic. And two, the fact that Offspring even kind of came up with it in this way is like super solid. I love the creative direction of it. Absolutely love the creative. Just because this is the type of shit that you could have fun with, but you can also like justify because it supports the single that you're actually using. You know what I mean? And Offspring was good. I hope you're well. Welcome on in, my friend. Happy motherfucking Monday. It's true, I can. Let's fucking get it, baby. But yeah, Shining Star is overall the concept, right? And then I guess post processing would be like a good second. But I would say the overall concept is fantastic and really well executed, and a great way to support a single, a project, anything like that. You know what I mean? So this is really well done. With that said, a huge shout out to Offspring Series. Thank you so much for this. Much love. Make sure you go sub to Offspring's channel. They are 9 subs away from 220, so go show them some love over there on the tube. And of course, make sure you follow Offspring on Twitter. They are 5 followers away from 900. That is a great milestone. Love over there, man. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube free upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 280 subscribers, man. We upload 2 times a week. every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, 2 segments, whole lot of good jazzes over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some motherfucking love, baby. Let's get it. If you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here Mondays. So, up next is the homie Braden. I don't think we got to Braden last week because we ran out of time or something like that. But this week, we do have a Braden submit. So, let's see what we got. Braden, a very talented alternative vocalist, submitted I Don't Care on an alt account. Okay. A little alt account action from the homie Braden. All right. Let's pop it open in a new tab. Give it a quick pause and let's see what we got here. Insane cover. Insane cover. So we got a little alt account here. A little alty. All right. All right, let's get into it. Braden, I don't care. Let's go.
Water on my wrist is a flood. Sipping dirty like I came out of the mud. Texting your bitch, you know she call me a stud. Talking crazy like I don't treat you like. Wait. I put that beat into custody. All these bitches be fucking me. Guess I'm living in luxury.
What the fuck?
And now your bitch fell in love with me. That shit happened so suddenly, and you know that she been running me up. That boy living in the projects. Now I'm locked in, working on this project. Nothing motivated, but that ain't an offset. I'm not up, so I haven't fallen off yet. I'm reading Lars like they calling me the villain. So many buzz in the system, bitch is written. Bitch, I'm spitting and I'm still not finished. My diamonds shine like they curling, but my lyrics, they been killing it, bitch. That bitch in my DM, she been crying. Say you're the GOAT, bitch. Tell me why you lying. You ain't up in the skies, you been spying. I'm killing the beat, and I am not even trying.
Not the whisper. Holy shit.
Talking crazy like I don't treat you like blood. I put that beat into custody. All these bitches be fucking me. Guess I'm living in luxury, little bitch. And now your bitch fell in love with me. That shit happened so suddenly, and you know that she been running me up.
Hi, Braden. I just wanted to tell you something. I think that you are what this generation of underground rap needed.
Oh shit. I mean, not wrong. Braden is definitely making a way for sure, man. And this whole like jerk comeback is so funny to see because like New Boys and like a lot of like the OG jerk shit, like I was in like middle school for it. So it was really crazy to see. Like really crazy to see. Super cool. Let's break it down. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. So, we're talking about 3 things. We're talking about the instrumental. We're talking about vocals, and we're talking about the overall theme of this track. So, let's talk instrumental. Instrumental mix. Fantastic. I'm being totally honest with you. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Nothing that stuck out to me to be off or anything. It wasn't fighting with the vocals. Nothing that was like really off-putting. Drums were solid. Sound selection was solid. Nothing I can really think of that threw me off. I mean, not really a shocker, right? Braden's an artist who always has a really consistent mix. They submit pretty much weekly or every other week. Their mix for pretty much every track that we've heard here on the show has always been super solid. So, not really a shocker, but something I always want to point out for anybody who's new. So, instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star. The melody is up there, but the drums are too. I feel like it's got to be the melody just because it gave me that like OG like true jerk like era feel. So it's got to be the melody. Got to be the melody for sure. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Again, vocal mix fantastic, much like the instrumental. This is an artist who has their vocals on lock. Not even a question. You know, for as many styles as we've heard Braden on, like not one mix has been like off-putting. You know, whether it's alt rock, trap, hip hop, jerk, dance, house, pop, doesn't really matter. Braden's had a really consistent mix throughout every genre they've tapped into. So, not really a shocker, but again, something I always want to point out. Man, vocal shining star. writing's up there, but flow and cadence takes the cake for me. Flow and cadence and delivery was new age jerk, man. It was very much like new, current, modern jerk music. Flow and cadence definitely contributed to that 100%. So, not even a question. Not even a question. So, instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. The sock theme. So, obviously an alt account, so not too serious of a cover art, right? Like just a straight meme. So, obviously just some filler art until they actually, like, you know, say they want to drop it. But overall theme, I don't care, is definitely Brayden showing off their lyrical and writing ability, right? I wouldn't say that there's a theme that, like, immediately jumps out at you. This is definitely one that you gotta, like, take in the lyric, take in the writing, and what it is. Really listen to the bars, the punchlines. Okay, like, motherfucker can spit, you know, because this is one where I feel like Brayden just wrote on it, and really see, like, how far they could go with it. I wouldn't look for an ulterior theme. I would just enjoy it for what it is. Enjoy the writing, enjoy the punchline, enjoy the ride. With that said, a huge shout out to Brayden. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow their alt account, Feeling Blue 621. They are approaching 2 followers. Go show them some love. Of course, make sure you follow Brayden on Twitter. They're 3 followers away from 60s. Love over there on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 280 subscribers with 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, segments, a whole lot of good jazz over there, man. So go show these artists on the channel some motherfucking love. And of course, if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, my friend. So, up next is a first-time submitting artist by the name of Emily Thorsby in a song titled Ocean. Singer. Okay, Emily, let's get it. Pop open this in Spotify and let's see what we got. Okay, first-time submitting artist, so of course we're going to go in super blind and let's see what we got here. So, came out in 2023. They did drop a remix in 2024. Okay, so that's a remix, but this is their first single. Yeah. Let's see what we got here, man. Let's get into it. Emily Thorsby, Ocean. Let's go. What an interesting track, man. Very peaceful. Very peaceful indeed. Had this like acoustic pop, acoustic alt rock kind of feel to it. Very interesting first time submission as well. Because like putting this out in November is crazy because this just is such a summer track. So that's cool, man. That's cool. It shows that there's no like constraints on their work, right? But all right, let's break it down. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. So, we're talking about three things here. We're talking about the instrumental, talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of Ocean. So, instrumental is very interesting, but I like the choice a lot, especially for the vision that they were kind of going for. Mix is solid, nothing clashing, too overbearing, very simple, very soft, very like level and even. Nothing that jumps out at you that's like too much or anything like that. I don't think vocals clash. I think drum selection was good. Ultimately, nothing that really like threw me off, you know. So, instrumental mix definitely solid. Instrumental shining star. You know, I like the drums, but I feel like the melody definitely brings that like summer, soft, trance, dreamlike, ethereal kind of feel. So, for me, got to be the melody for sure. Got to be the melody. Instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix was very interesting. They have a very like somewhat of a melodic voice, so their mix is definitely letting that shine and lets their natural voice kind of shine, but it's still very crispy and very level and nothing that like ultimately hurts the vocals at all. It's very standard, very like right where it needs to be for this type of track. You know what I mean? So plus vocals sit nice, drums cut through nicely. Nothing that really like throws you off, you know? So especially for a first time submission. So vocals absolutely fantastic as far as the mix goes. Vocal shining star. Man, I like the hook a lot. I think the hook is definitely something that would like stick with you long term. Got to be the hook for me. Writing and flowing cadence are up there, but for me, it's got to be the hook. The hook is very like it sticks with you. The lyrics stick with you. It's got to be the hook. Got to be the hook. So instrumental solid. Definitely the melody. Vocal solid, definitely the hook. Let's talk theme. So aesthetics. Perfect. You guys know how I feel about these IRL covers, man. Like these IRL covers always hit, especially with like a slight amount of editing, and you kind of gotta just make it work, you know. And it's always like a safe bet because it makes a song like more intimate. You know what I mean? And this one definitely nails that for me. Text at the top, simple photo, really works to be honest with you. So these IRL covers always hit. Definitely always hit. Overall theme. So it's a very simple kind of track, but it's very peaceful and like the number one thing that this kind of relates to for me is kind of like peace and freedom, right? Like swimming in the ocean and sunlight on your skin and like a lot of simple things like that are like very important throughout this track. Like it's a very like freedom-esque, like free, peaceful kind of vibe. That's a very big theme here, and I think they did a really good job kind of exposing that, but not really like diving in too deep, you know. You just take it for what it is, and it's a peaceful track, you know. So well done. With that said, huge shout out to Emily. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify, and of course make sure you go follow them on Twitter. They're approaching 940 followers. They are 8 away, so make sure you go show them some love there on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 280 subscribers on the channel. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some motherfucking love, baby. Let's get it. You already have. Thank you. So, with that said, that concludes episode 172 of the Music Mondays podcast. Let's show some love. Let's give some shout outs. Let's say some goodbyes. Let's talk about the next week on Music Mondays and all that good jazz, man. Let's fucking get it. So, with that said, huge shout out to everybody that submitted, tuned in, and showed motherfucking love tonight, baby. Big shout out to everybody that submitted. Huge shout out to all of our patrons, Dry My Eyes, Jordan, Mark, Ryuki, Ruker, Blank Thought, and everybody else who's following the Patreon. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Huge shout out to everybody that submitted tonight. Huge shout out to Johnny Smoke, Survival Negativity, R&B, Onwuka, Jeff, Dry My Eyes, Blank Thought, I Save, Mac 2 times, Joker, Offspring, Brayden, Emily, Jordan, everybody else that came through and submitted. And huge shout out to everybody who's lurking in the chat tonight. Chat was fucking bumping. We love that, man. Huge shout out to all you guys for coming through, just lurking and chilling. Huge shout out to Arwas. Huge shout out to Frayne. Huge shout out to Floyd. Welcome to the streaming family. Thank you so much for the follow, my friend. Huge shout out to Draw My Eyes. And anybody else that lurked and chills. And huge shout out to Offspring for stopping by as well. Good to hear from you, my friend. Much love. And like I said, anybody else that lurked and chilled, per usual, thank you. So, with that said, my friends, what's coming up on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so? So, like I said at the beginning of the show, we're hyper-focused on our albums, so album announcements soon. We're going to be curating some submissions for that, so make sure you're tuned. After that is some Cyberfest 2 stuff, and we have some more merch announcements going out this week, so again, stay motherfucking tuned. So yeah, with that said, those are like the bigger events. A lot of the smaller stuff, per usual, will continue and won't be changing. A couple of SoundCloud playlist updates, a brand new article this Friday, and of course your YouTube content and your podcast content will continue. So keep your eyes peeled for a lot of new stuff. Make sure you follow us on socials at All Music Mondays, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Tumblr, you name it, we're there. Go follow us, go show us some love, and let's fucking get it, man. With that said, submissions open for episode 173 tomorrow. So again, make sure you follow us on socials, stay up to date. If you're watching this on YouTube, submissions are already open, so make sure you go find the tweet, drop your link. And SoundCloud Sunday submissions also open this Wednesday as well, so keep your eyes peeled for that. We'll be having some Spotify announcements here shortly soon. Definitely by the summer. So lots of really big things going on at Music Mondays, but one thing at a time. Want to serve you guys the best stuff. So you guys know the motherfucking drill, man. With that said, make sure you follow the channel. We're pretty much live like 6-7 days a week. So we're always speedrunning, chatting, watching shit, doing the show. So you guys know the drill, man. Follow, subscribe below. Everything linked below. Socials, all the good jazz linked down below. And of course, make sure you follow me on socials at ZomSlace. Pretty much everything is linked down there. But with that said, again, huge shout out to everybody that came through, showed motherfucking love. Huge shout out to anybody else that lurked and chilled. And we'll see you next week and tomorrow for episode 173 of the Music Mondays podcast. Be safe. I love you guys. Stay tuned. Let's fucking get it.